welcome to a very special Big Fat Quiz, where we'll be taking a look back at the 90s. The 1990s was an amazing decade, as long as you weren't Rwandan, Kosovan, Yugoslavian, Iraqi, Kuwaiti, Ethiopian, Somalian, Algerian, Bosnian, or Princess Diana. Yeah, that's how you start a show, come on. You can play along at home, but this is a 90s quiz, so if you want to look up anything on the internet, make sure no one else is using the phone. Let's meet the teams. First up, a man whose knowledge of pop culture in the 90s is unsurpassed. It's Phill Jupitus. And just to make things fair for the others, we've teamed him with Alan Davies. Next up, we wanted an all-girl team, but it turns out Dara is a boy's name. Who knew? It's Dara Ó Briain and Claudia Winkleman. And finally, if you've ever wondered what would happen if you crossed Made in Chelsea with The Only Way is Essex, your wait is over. It's Jack, Whitehall and Denise van Outen. Dara, what were you doing in the 90s?
I had embarrassing jobs in television for parts of it.
Embarrassing jobs in television?
In jobs that I obviously would hope that you wouldn't show pictures of here. Yeah, like that, for example. I was a children's television presenter.
Are you sure you're a children's television presenter? I'm not a lovable farmer turned MP. Claudia, what were you doing? Were you in...
I was a student, then I lived at home. I'd still be living at home had I not met my husband. What is that?
You look like a randy panda.
But what about the photo, Phill? Phill, what were you up to in the 90s?
When I started doing gigs for the first time. That shot there was taken... I directed a video for Billy Bragg in '91, I think.
Which song was that?
Sexuality.
You directed that? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Do I get the impression that Phill just had a much better 90s than I had? Because I was looking at a small child who brought a hamster in to be diagnosed. He's off with rock bands.
Alan, what were you up to?
I was a stand-up comedian.
That's either taken earlier today or 20 years ago. There's just no change at all.
1996, that's taken.
How are you dating that? Did you lose a tooth in 97? What happened?
I could tell by the coat.
Denise, you spent the 90s, what, getting up at...
Yeah, and getting up early.
So you were doing the big breakfast. You were getting up at 4 in the morning. He was getting up at 4 for feeds, presumably. Let's have a look at a picture of you in the 90s. Oh, you were in the army.
The 90s is very bittersweet for me, because I grew up in, and many of you might not know this, in a northern industrial town, and my father lost his job because they closed the pits. And turned to alcohol. He used to beat my mother, who had tuberculosis, and I myself did several paper rounds and then used to go and work down mill and up mill, in mill, and in the evening used to solicit sexual favours to travelling businessmen in order to feed my family.
OK, well, our first round is all about the biggest headlines of the 90s. Let's remind ourselves what happened. Labour's 1997 election victory heralded the age of cool Britannia. Yeah, because nothing says cool like a bunch of middle-aged MPs dancing to D. Ream. The Channel Tunnel opened in 1994, finally putting an end to the old childish rivalry between Great Britain and a bunch of garlic-eating, Nazi-collaborating, soap-dodging frogs. Of course, it wouldn't be a quiz without questions. Are you ready? Eyes down.
OK.
First round, OK. First question. On July 17th, 1994, Domino's Pizza saw record sales as the American public were glued to their television sets. Which breaking news event was unfolding in front of their eyes?
I stopped listening when you said Domino's Pizza because I thought it was going to be about flavours.
I know what it is.
What year did the Martians land?
What year did the Martians...
I did a lot of drugs in the 90s. What year did the Martians land?
Right, you've all got something. Have you guys got something?
Phil's written something and I'm confident.
I've written something that appears to be in Hindi. I can't quite get the knack of the pen from the future.
So,
Presumably left by our Martian overlords.
For our next question, we go over to the wonderful children of Mitchellbrook Primary School, who've once again given us one of their unique school plays. Which 90s news story are they acting out here?
And finish. You're gonna help us see really far away. Science is cool. We need an astronaut. I'll help you. Let's go. I can't see properly. Oh, no! You're gonna have to fix him with these special glasses. Okay. That's better. Yeah! That could have been embarrassing.
Is that the Welsh Star Trek? I understand that the Welsh broadcasters got permission to license Star Trek, but the budget was quite low.
OK, all have a look at this picture. What I want to know is, why is this man making his daughter eat a burger?
Oh, wanker.
That's not our
I'm so
full
sorry.
answer.
That's
No.
not our full answer.
Yeah.
I've got very nice handwriting. This is a nightmare.
No, it's not doing you any favours.
Time for a guest question. We've got a real treat for you, all the way from the planet Zog, Zig and Zag.
Brilliant.
Hi! Zig and Zag here!
Hi, Dad. I mean, Jimmy. Sorry, Dad.
Oh, the question, right, yeah, we've got to do a question thing. In February 1990, after 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela was finally freed.
Yeah. But which event in 1997 did he describe as the greatest day of his life?
Huh?
Zig and Zag, everyone. So Zig and Zag wanted to know what was the greatest day of Nelson Mandela's life?
Was he in Friends?
Nelson Mandela. Yeah, he went out with Rachel for a bit, yeah. OK, everyone's finished. Let's have some answers, OK. So why did Domino's sell so many pizzas? Anyone know?
Phill,
The O.J. Simpson chase?
I'm going to just pick you up on your handwriting there, Phil.
We weren't trained in your crazy futuristic cyber pen.
You got Dara employee?
We got the O.J. Simpson, the car chase.
OK, and you've got Jack and
That's what I
Denise?
wanted, but Jack disagreed.
I thought it was the invention of stuffed crust. Because let's face it, that would make you buy a pizza.
So you thought that was the big event, of the big news story of the 90s?
We've
stuffed
just
crust.
put cheese in the crust. Fuck me, get me a Domino's. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I once put a pizza in the oven and the box caught fire.
How drunk were you when you were doing that?
I just thought it would be... I think I saw someone do it once. So I'll just pop that to keep that warm. Put the box in. When I opened the thing, woof, smoke. And the pizza was ruined.
Here's my interesting fact about O.J. Simpson's trial. The key thing was, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. That was the thing that these lawyers said, which is very close to he who smelt it dealt it. As a legal argument, he who did the rhyme did the crime. I rest my case.
Prosecuting attorney should have gone, he didn't catch a cab, I think he's the one that stabbed. You know, just come back with another rhyme.
They didn't have you.
And
They
make it
didn't
like
have
a
the
rap
poet.
battle.
But if you've definitely done something, like, imagine that happening now, like a footballer that had definitely done something and then going to court and just getting off just because he's a I know, wait, that did happen.
OK. Mitchellbrook Primary School performed one of their unique school plays. What do you think it was about?
It's about the Hubble telescope. It's perfectly good there. I've written...
Can we get someone from the British Museum to read some of Phill Jupitus's writing?
As you can see, I'm quite clearly doing all my answers in the style of Frankenstein from the 1937 film. Hubble break!
They sent the Hubble up,
Yeah.
it didn't work. And I had
It
to
couldn't
go
see.
and fix it.
Yeah.
Should have gone to Specsavers.
Dara, you've got the...
Yeah, we were at Hubble Telescope, sent up another wonky mirror, and they sent somebody else up to fix the mirror.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh, dear.
This is going to be a long night, isn't it?
I thought it was the invention of laser eye surgery.
Fucking show.
I mean, it says NASA. It says NASA on his shirt.
I thought that was the eye test. She put the glasses
It makes perfect sense. And they're wearing the jackets, they're wearing boots as well.
on. Yeah, exactly the same.
So, yeah, Jimmy, let's see whether that is the correct answer.
Well, it definitely isn't, if that's a help. No, it was the Hubble Space Telescope that went up and they had a spot of bother with it and then they fixed it. So you get a point, you get a point, you don't get a point. There's a theme emerging here early on. OK. I asked you why that little girl had to eat a hamburger. Did you know?
That's what's his name?
John Selwyn Gummer.
Selwyn Gummer.
Yeah.
And it was about BSE, and he made his daughter eat a burger to prove that it was safe to eat beef.
Yes, he wanted to.
He wouldn't go mad.
Yeah.
She now is insane. She is batshit crazy. Cut her flinging poo. I'm fine!
Do you love me now, Daddy? Do you love me now? How good a crazy does Dara do? It was John Gummer, and he was proving that British beef was safe. Do you got
we
this?
got it right.
Yeah.
Proving that British beef is the best inside you.
I'm going to need some sort of cold shower halfway through. OK, so Zig and Zag asked you what Nelson Mandela described as the greatest day of his life. I'm interested to go to Phill and Alan.
Got it.
You struggled with it.
No, yeah, we're good. His Tamagotchi lived for 30 days.
Very 90s. That is very 90s.
I mean, there was a peace conference he was at, and it was quite distracting because you could quite clearly see him behind the desk going, feed, feed, play, play. Oh, it's made a happy noise. Good.
It was not the Tamagotchi.
He met the Spice Girls.
And he described that as the happiest day of his life?
He did.
I think he did.
Yeah, he was joking. He was clearly being ironic. He was on some sort of, oh, God, oh, this is magic.
Yeah.
He literally did that. Oh, this is the happiest day of my life. But did it in his Nelson Mandela voice, which I'm not going to do.
Come on.
That's the happiest day of my life. Good. Which means he's probably been sarcastic a lot and we just haven't realised it. Yeah. Oh, President was fine. This concert was really enjoyable.
Did you get this?
We did, yes.
Yes, meeting Spice Girls. Or Matt Damon.
Well, I don't know where Matt Damon came
Well,
from.
because we don't know whether this is before or after he did Invictus.
Are you getting Nelson Mandela mixed up with Morgan Freeman again?
Nelson Mandela was in Shawshank Redemption, right?
Well, I can tell you it was meeting the Spice Girls. So you get a point, and Phill and Alan, you don't get a point there. Can't give you anything for that. Sorry. So at the end of the first round, let's have a quick look at the scores. Alan and Phill have 3, Dara and Claudia have 4, Jack and Denise have 2. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This round's all about the music of the 90s. Chumbawamba caused controversy at the Brit Awards when they threw a bucket of water over John Prescott. Luckily, Prescott was protected from the icy water by a thick layer of insulating blubber, typical of his species. In 1991, Sinead O'Connor proved that a woman could shave her head and still look absolutely terrifying. Right, time for some more music questions. First up, we have another guest question. This one is from the one and only Chesney Hawkes.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, the 90s was a glorious time for music. It started, of course, when I released The One and Only, and finished in style with The Venga Boys. But can the teams tell me why, in 1996, the Samaritans had to set up a special helpline for music fans?
I think Claudia has just arrived.
Just woke up. Come on.
Yeah, go on, you take this. You know this,
OK.
I'm not sure I know it.
You definitely know it. Come on, Claudia.
You do.
Anyone a fan of Chesney Hawkes?
Hell yes. I am the one and only. That's all I know of it.
Yeah. OK, next up, take a look at this clip of groundbreaking 90s rapper Vanilla Ice describing one of his many exploits during the decade. What is he talking about?
My friends were like, dude, that's cool, man. But I was like, you know what? I'm dating her. It's not that cool, you know? See your girlfriend with all these other people and stuff. I wonder what her kids think of that, you know? I mean, here she is writing kids, you know, stuff. But they're going to see it. They're going to grow up and they're going to go, Mommy, what were you thinking?
Yeah, Mummy, what were you thinking dating that tool? Because he was very much the prototype to Eminem.
That's like saying a medieval cart is a prototype of a Lamborghini.
I imagine when he does one song... do you want another
that's
one?
an amazing song. Ooh, we're going to get you. Is it all in your head?
Yeah, I'm hearing it, but I wasn't hearing it when you sang it.
No, not that. Dun, 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 dun. Hey. No. Fuck it. Hey. Listen.
I suspect with a brand new invention, something grabs a hold of me tightly, will never stop. Daily and nightly.
I was more into hardcore shit back then. Steps, A1, Cleopatra.
Coming at you.
Next up, it's over to hard-jigging, denim-toting Irish lovelies Bewitched. Yeah, we found two of them.
Hey, I hope I'm gonna wait, say you do what you want. Say la vie.
Well, it's like finding the Holy Grail. We found the guy that remembers Bewitched. Terrific. Well, they've got a question for you. Pay attention.
Hi, Jimmy. It's Lindsay and Kiwi from Bewitched here.
The late 90s were a great time to be Irish. We were riding high in the charts. Father Ted was the funniest show on TV.
And Riverdance was an international sensation. But what unusual precaution did lead river dancer Michael Flatley take at the height of his fame?
Oh, you look genuine. Just the mention of Michael Flatley, you look annoyed.
Oh, yes, I danced more than he ever danced, and that prick stole all the fame.
Go about your business.
Yes.
Go about your business. Okay. Have you got an idea?
No, I have an unfair advantage because I have actually swum in the river of dance before.
Could you demonstrate your river dancing?
I'm doing it right now under the table. You just can't see. That's the whole point. Keep the upper body completely straight, and then the legs underneath, they're getting fucking mental right now.
Let's have a little bit of...
Now I'm joining in.
I'm not sure whether this is entertainment.
Actually, I can't keep it up.
Fine piece of dancing.
How that guy in Street League can sling his hook.
Wow, you're really fit, aren't you, Jack?
I don't know whether that's wee or sweat.
Next up, we go over to the Big Fat Quiz newsroom where Michael Burke is reporting on a huge hit of the decade. Which song is he describing?
Scientists have been left baffled by a man whose extreme good looks have left him destitute and incapable of leading a normal life. According to researchers, the man's shirt, car and hat have all been rendered useless, and travel restrictions have been imposed by Milan, New York and Japan. His attractiveness has even left him unable to keep a cat. When asked for an explanation, the man could only say, "I'm a model, you know what I mean?" Meanwhile, doctors have advised him to confront his afflictions head-on, suggesting his symptoms may be alleviated by regularly shaking his little tush on the catwalk.
Pat, you've all got that. You all okay? Perfect.
Not a clue.
Genuinely not a clue? That was maybe the easiest question we've ever asked.
Not a clue.
Well, let's just...
Smack my up.
OK, we'll write something down. OK, have a look at this photo. These guys were two of the biggest players in the music business in the 90s. What was their gift to the world?
Oh, God.
Phil, I feel, has got that. He's scribbling as we speak.
Hideous.
Love it.
Shara and Claudia are taking this quite seriously, even this
so
early
look
Look at our
stage.
faces.
Yeah, poker face.
What the other one is?
This is like one of those kind of video dating channels. Hello, ladies, you want threesome? Then give us a call. We come round, we give you plenty sex.
So I've got some answers for you. You all got?
Got answers
OK, all
now,
right,
yeah.
fine. OK,
Just
so
made them
Chesney
up.
Hawkes asked you why the Samaritans got so many calls in 1996. What did you think? Claudia, you seemed excited by this.
Yes, because I think I called the Samaritan. Take that, split up.
The Samaritans got thousands and thousands of calls in
It was
1996.
desperately sad.
Because they broke up. Obviously, most of the calls were from Jason Orange. What am I going to do now? I don't even have anything to do in Take That.
That's not true. He is a marvellous dancer. I went to see them in concert. A lot. And I love Jason or Howard, because I figured they'd be grateful. Take both of them on.
What?
Outside by the bins. Come on, let's go. You have an 8-minute window because my mum's out front.
We actually in Ireland felt really guilty about the fact that we gave you Boys Own and Westlife as some sort of cultural exchange. We just sat on chairs. Meanwhile, Tate are doing all this shit.
Well, no, the boy bands, we were all over it in the 90s. Who was your favourite, Jack?
E17.
No hesitation, you knew straight away your favourites.
Amazing. They've made Christmas.
We had Brian Harvey on Buzzcocks, and Lamar went to him. Was it true that you had 15 E's in a night, and he just leant back in his chair and he went, 18?
So, Phil Allen, were you upset by Take That split?
I hate all boy bands. I can't bear the whole genre. Why didn't it end in the 90s forever and ever? Apart from Five, I quite like.
With Five, you really got the vibe off of them of not working in Alfred's fucking results.
Jack and Denise.
Yeah, we were saying that Robbie left, so they split.
He left in 95.
It's not right, he left the year before.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys get a point,
Ben.
you get a point, you don't get a point there.
All right.
All right, well, I'm just saying. Put your finger out, you two. OK. We saw Vanilla Ice describe something he was involved with in the 90s. What did you all think it was?
Swinging.
Swinging, yeah. He let his missus bang someone else.
He let his missus bang someone else?
Yeah.
And he was then talking about it in an interview
Yeah.
with us. I used to be a swinger.
Yeah.
No! Phil and Alan, what have you put?
Yeah. Anal with Roseanne Barr.
It just felt like a sex scandal.
Yeah, felt like something dirty.
And you're so very close. I think you guys might have it. Dara, Claudia?
He was in some way featured in the book that Madonna brought out called Sex, which is just pictures of Madonna with her gooter out, as we say in Dublin.
Oh, what?
With her German butler?
It's a common Irish term.
Well, I tell you, you're right. There's Madonna's sex book. He was involved in that.
I knew it was sex.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'm sorry.
There she is there saying, I'll teach you how to fuck. And then a photo of her doing it wrong.
Still popping that nipple out to this day. I just love that nipple. I'm so proud of you. When do you want to come out again? When shall I show you again? In a gig in Holland, maybe in Holland. I haven't seen Holland. I'd like to meet Britney Spears. Will you kiss Britney? Kiss Britney. I'd like to meet Lady Gaga.
Does she have one naughty breast and then one breast goes, don't kiss Britney, don't.
You'll go to hell! You'll go to hell!
This is wrong! Do it!
Mummy, don't put the pointy one on again. We don't like it. Be quiet.
John Paul! Too roomy!
OK. Only Dara and Claudia got points on that. Only you got that right. OK. Bewitch asked you what unusual precaution Michael Flatley took at the height of his Riverdance fame. What did you reckon?
You suggested that he used to handcuff his hands behind his back.
What?
I said, well, what if he was to fall over? He wouldn't be able to get up.
He'd obviously be able to get up.
In the river dance.
Dara, you're a huge fan of Michael Flatley.
Huge fan of Flatley.
Huge fan. You love it. He's your favourite.
He insured his legs.
We think he insured his legs.
I think he insured his
We
legs.
think.
The kind of thing he would do.
25 million.
That was right. He insured his legs for £25 million. Which song was Michael Burke reporting on?
I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred.
Rick and Bobby used to do this in the 90s, and it was really funny when they did it.
OK, so you got Right Said Fred?
Yeah, not the song, but we got the name of the band.
Well, near enough, I
Okay.
would say. Dara and Claudia, you got...
I'm Too Sexy, yeah, Right Said Fred. Yeah. Oh, my God, Alan Davies was a member of Right Said Fred.
But Right Said Fred, they weren't actually gay, were they?
No. We had Richard on Buzzcocks one week, and we also had Lemmy from Motorhead on. And I was sat next to Fairbrass. Lemmy walked in, you know, all metal and, you know, smelling of patchouli oil and diesel engines and, oh, I'm Lemmy. All right. And Fairbrass just leant into me and looked at him and went, ooh, overcompensating.
Yeah, I think that he was...
And he did the Crystal Maze as well.
Yes, he did. Is it not just simpler just to say yes? Yes, he did. He did the Crystal Maze, and then he was in Right Said Fred.
I don't know many things. I'm just using this as a sort of educational experience.
Where better to get your education than the Big Fat Quiz of the 90s? OK. And finally, what musical gift did these guys give the world?
We got this one.
Yep.
They are the fathers of Milli Vanilli.
What did you get, Phil?
It's the gentleman behind the Euro dance hit, the Macarena.
Yeah.
Oh, Macarena.
Go on, I'll stick it on. Go on, have a crack. Go on. Go on, Jim. OK, well, the Macarena. So you got the Macarena, you got the Macarena. You guys said it was Milli Vanilli's fathers. I'm going to say incorrect. But let's have a look and see what that's done to the scores. Phil and Alan have 7 points. Dara and Claudia have 9 points, are in the lead. Jack and Denise are trailing with 3. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This round is all about the fads, fashions, technologies and trends of the 90s. Thanks to the enormous popularity of Friends, the fashion sensation of the decade was the Rachel cut. But it didn't really suit me, so I went back to the Hitler flick. Lads mags hit the headlines with the launch of FHM and Loaded in the 90s. They were criticised for being no more than softcore porn, which I think is harsh. They were some of the best-written magazines I've ever come across. Viagra was launched in 1998, the same year Danny Dyer found fame. So very much the year of the hard cock. Right, questions. Have a look at this clip of sci-fi legend Leonard Nimoy being all scary and alarmist in 1999. What's he worried about?
Elevators may stop. Heat may vanish. And nuclear power plants may cease to generate the electricity we need for all aspects of our daily lives.
What was he worried about?
Not a clue, not a Scooby-Doo.
You have to guess.
Is that Cockney rhyming slang?
Yeah, Scooby-Doo clue.
Can I do some of it?
Go on then.
Oh no, I don't know it. You'll have to educate me. It'll be like a reverse My Fair Lady.
A very 90s one is Pete Tong. It's all gone Pete Tong.
Well, this has gone a little Pete Tong because we don't know the answer.
OK, next one. The information mesh, the information mine and the mind of information were early prototype names for which revolutionary 90s invention?
Was it the Dyson? I mean, he's a very ambitious man.
Was it the Daily Sport? It was tits on every page, that was it. I don't want to.
Next, it's over to 90s home makeover supremo, Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen.
Get in.
Greetings, Jimmy. Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen here. I want you to think of a 90s style icon. Not actually me, but thanks for asking anyway. I'm talking about Eva Herzigova, who in 1994 had a huge advertising campaign for Wonder Bra with a 2-word slogan. What was it?
He looks more and more like Jonathan Ross as the days go by. Do you remember all of those programmes, all those ones that he did, like where they come in and they transform your house and look how incredible it is. Just because they took everyone's stuff out of the house. We were walking and go, this is amazing.
There's so much space.
Where's my DVDs? oh, they're in the skip at the back, like.
OK. Did anyone buy the Wonder Bra?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a few.
Yeah. You had a few?
I got a few as well.
Weren't there a lot of car crashes at poster sites in London?
Yeah. It was a very good campaign.
Yeah, it was.
Let's be honest.
But I don't like campaigns like that if you're trying to buy stuff. Like, with the boxer shorts when they have, like, Cristiano Ronaldo or Beckham. You want something that you can sort of relate to a bit. I think boxer short adverts should be just, like, a guy with, like, a little bit of a gut wearing some baggy boxer shorts and then a nice slogan like, if you buy these, you won't get that weird blue fluff on your cock. And then I'd buy it.
So Lawrence was looking for Eva Herzegova's catchphrase for the Wonder Bar ads. OK, my final question on Lifestyle. Whose number was 0891 50 50 50? The clue would be whose number was 0891 50 50 50.
Yeah, I remember it. Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, they were great.
You ready for some answers?
Yes.
Kinda.
All right, fine, OK, good. You saw a clip of Leonard Nimoy there. What spooked Spock?
The Y2K bug, the Millennium...
Because they said that all the computers, when it turned over to 2000, the computers would all stop working.
They'd forget they were computers, rise up and kill us all.
And planes would drop out of the sky. There was a proper panic.
Planes dropping out of the sky was the big one.
Suddenly you would
plane drop out of the
fly
sky?
into the Middle Ages,
Yeah.
like an episode. When you'd land, feudalism would have returned.
That time tunnel.
I can't remember whether... Did it happen, the Y2K
No,
bug?
Nothing happened at
No.
all.
Literally
The
nothing.
computers just went, oh, OK.
Well, Jack, Denise, what did you go for?
Alien takeover / China taking over the world. One of the two.
You couldn't be more wrong. It was the Y2K bug, which promised chaos at the stroke of midnight on the 1st of January 2000. You got a point, you got a point. You didn't get a point. The theme continues. I asked you what the information mesh, the information mine, and the mine of information were proposed names for.
Got it? Professor Stephen Hawking. I'm pretty certain that one is right. Point coming my way.
It's not. So what have you gone for, Dara?
We went for the internet, or the World Wide Web, you know, but that's what they called it.
Mesh.
Mine. Information.
Okay.
Information! Come on, so much information! So much information! Oh!
And you guys went, Alan?
Well, I went Daily Sport, but he said World Wide Web.
Well, the World Wide Web is the correct answer. I think you got to get a point because you put www there. The internet was before, and the World Wide Web actually happened in the 90s.
Remember the loading times of porno on early air?
I just that...
There's a bit of hair, there's a bit of... Oh, look!
Oh, eyebrow,
Those eyes are promising.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely shoulders. What lovely shoulders. What treasures lie beneath. Don't stop now!
I thought buffering was another name for wanking.
You thought the computer was having a quick wank over the picture.
8%! 8%!
So you don't get a point for Professor Stephen Hawking. Sorry. Next question. Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen wanted to know Eva Herzegova's catchphrase in the Wonder Bra adverts. What did you put?
Give us a point, give us a point. Hello, boys.
I thought give us a point.
No, it was definitely hello, boys. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is writing. You can just about see it on the right.
She looks like she's only just noticed them.
She does look surprised by the
What are
whole...
these?
I wouldn't know what to do with a body like that. I think I'd find that a bit
Just play
intimidating.
with it.
Yeah, but it's too perfect. You know, I want someone that's going to sort of take control a little bit more. Like, give me Serena Williams any day, you know, over that, because that would intimidate me. Serena Williams, she'd just get in, shove my face into the pillow, wipe me around a bit, wipe her dick on the curtain and leave. I'm just being honest.
OK, finally, I asked you whose number was 0891 50 50 50.
I've gone for gay chat.
Yeah, me
Right.
too.
Yeah, but it probably had something, but it was 0891 50 50 50. And there was like guys going, like
No,
beefcake
it
guys.
went like this. He went, if you're sat around at home, make gay friends on the telephone. 0891 50 50 50.
And they're all doing this kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
And did it go chat back at the end?
It did go... Well, you're entirely wrong, by the way.
Ah.
With a gay chat. It was chat back is the right answer.
Oh.
Now, have a look. Have a look.
Come on, Carl, chat back.
You were just chatting
Who were you
to other
chatting
people.
to?
weren't you?
You just chat to randoms.
It's been replaced now, obviously, by those late night women standing there in their underwear holding a phone.
The babe station thing, yeah.
They're weird, though, because they're always like, oh, yeah, do you want to talk to me? Do you want to talk to girls in your area? And they always say in your area. It's like, I don't want them in my area. Some of the shit I'm going to say to them, I want them as far away as possible. I don't want to, like, bump into one of these women. Like, if I'm, like, shopping with my mother in Tesco's, like, and she and recognises my voice, oh, it's Jackie, like, putting your finger up his arse. Like,
Why do they always wobble their bums around? They get up on their knees and they start shaking their bottom vigorously as if something might fall out of it. There's something up there that they don't want up there. And they're saying, please help me, there's something up my bum. Shake it, shake it. Maybe it's just because it's hard to do.
There has to be said, they're very bad mimes. They really... A basic physical theatre training would help these ladies so much. Like, because they're going, I'm having great... You're going miles, calm down. Just, I'm not chasing you around the kitchen, right? Oh, yeah.
It's the birdie dance. You're doing the birdie dance.
Oh, you like the birdie dance, don't you? Oh, you like the birdie dance.
Do you just set them different physical challenges? It's really windy. You're stuck in a glass box.
Do you know what? I like you walking up a stairs, walking up a stairs.
It's such a good idea.
Now take the tablecloth off the table, but leave all the glasses on the table.
You dirty hooer. I think we've got to get on the phone to Baby Station right now.
Come up in the lift, you slag.
It's a laugh, isn't it?
You're stuck in the lift. You're thirsty. You've been there for hours. You're desperate. Who would you call? There's no one there. You're shouting. Here comes the man. He's opening the doors. You're so pleased to see him. His cock's enormous.
OK. Right, it's the part of the show where I introduce a mystery guest. All you have to do is guess who they are and how they came to prominence in the 1990s. Please welcome our mystery guests. Hello, very nice to meet you. Hey, how are you? Very nice to see you. OK, so these are our mystery guests. Yes and no questions only.
Did what you do make the newspapers?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you release a song that was popular at the time?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, was there a dance that went with it?
You know you were there. This is your life.
Yeah. There was a dance, a famous dance.
No, not a famous dance.
I think no.
Was the record a spin-off from a TV show?
Yes.
Was it just the two of you?
No.
A whole group?
Yes.
Was it a kids' TV show?
Yes.
Were you Teletubbies?
You've got to write down your answers.
Oh my... If they are, I will lose my shit.
Let's just ask the final question. I want to be sure.
Did you give me the confidence to go outside and see the world?
Did you? Best question ever. OK, you all got something?
Yes.
OK, so what have you all put, as if we don't know? What have you put?
Teletubbies.
Love you.
You've gone for Teletubbies, Phill and Alan. Dara and Claudia?
We've gone for Teletubbies, but, you know, Lala and Poe, we've tried to get
But I would
extra
just remember those.
OK. I think you better tell us who you are.
I am Lala.
I'm John Simmett, I'm Dipsy.
Dipsy, everyone.
I always wondered what you guys would look like when I opened you up.
You couldn't sound any more like a creepy serial killer if you tried.
You won't know this, but I was actually the baby that was the son.
It was a girl.
Jessica.
Jessica, I know. She lives with me now.
Like a proper stalkerish fan. OK, well, let's have a look and see what that has done to the scores at this stage. Phill and Alan have 12 points. Dara and Claudia have 13, just one ahead. Jack and Denise are trailing with 5. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. The next round is all about 90s television. Docu-soaps were all the rage in the 90s. Airport made a household name of Jeremy Spake. Or, to give him his full name, whatever happened to Jeremy Spake? The Cruise made Jane McDonald a celebrity overnight in what many refer to as the worst night ever. Let's remind ourselves of what we were watching in the 90s.
Welcome to the house party.
if you don't swear tonight, I'll give you my shoes.
Do you think I'm tarty?
Parker.
We are so over.
Bye bye, Mary.
Are you listening?
Well, now you know how it feels, right?
What do you think in general? Right.
Ready for some big fat questions? OK, The X-Files was a TV phenomenon in the 90s. But what was the poster hanging in Fox Mulder's office? Oh, for God's sake. Have you got this, Jack, Denise? Have you got something?
Yes,
We've got
we
it,
have
but
the
I don't
correct
think it's
answer.
right.
Did you watch The X-Files?
I know what it's about, and therefore, this is definitely right.
Next up, we've got another guest question. It's over to Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer.
Hi, Jimmy. Where is he? Jimmy, there's Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. Say hello, Jimmy. Who is it, Jimi Hendrix? No, it's Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carter. Here's our question, Jimmy. In the late 1990s, we made a guest appearance on an advert that gave the world a very famous catchphrase. What was it? Is it Jimmy Carter? Maybe it's Jimmy Carter, yeah. Give you that. I can't see.
Vic and Bob there. Jack and Denise all over this one, as ever.
Yes.
Oh, I thought she was doing down on.
Sarah Green was killed in a basement and Michael Parkinson was possessed by an angry ghost called Pipes. In which legendary TV show? Jack looks pretty confident there. Do you think you got this one?
Yeah, it was definitely in the 90s, that show. And that kind of shit went down.
OK. You say so.
OK, if you say so. I just think you're giving in to him too easily, Denise. OK. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air made a huge star of Will Smith. The theme song describes the circumstances of the character's relocation from West Philadelphia to Bel-Air. But what were they?
I looked at my kingdom, I was finally there, and instead of my throne is the Prince of Bel-Air. Did you listen?
He knows all the lyrics to it.
Go on. Tell me, Jack.
OK, so you've all got something. Let's get some answers, OK? I asked you for the poster hanging in Mulder's office in The X-Files. Did anyone remember?
Yep.
Yep. Educated guess over here.
OK, what's your educated guess?
The alien smoking weed. That poster, and they look for aliens. So you know the one where he's like... that poster.
Dara and Claudia, what did you get?
We went for tennis lady scratching her arse. That one, she's just scratching her arse.
Yeah. That on the base station.
So sexy
Base station.
Lift up your
Be the tennis lady. Be the tennis lady. There, how's that? Be a muscly man holding a baby. Are you getting off on this? Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
It's not the tennis lady scratching. Guy.
It said, I want to believe. And there was a flying saucer.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Couldn't be any more right.
Unbelievable.
Very good.
Vic and Bob asked you what was the catchphrase for the ad they were in. What have you gone for there, Phil? And Ellen?
Oh, yes.
He did do that voiceover later, but that wasn't...
Is that not the
wasn't
one?
in the 90s. No, that's not the one. Oh, what'd you go for, Jack and Denise?
Does what it says on the tin, Ron Seal.
It's the only advert we knew. It's not them, but it was either that or Barry Scott, Sill It Bang, and it's...
I can't imagine Vic and Bob advertising Ron Seal. So, Vic, I've covered this otter in Ron Seal.
So what do you think?
The Renault Clio ad. So there's an ad at the end of the whole Renault Clio ads with Papa and Nicole, where she's getting married, and she's getting married to one or both of Vic and Bob.
Let's have a look.
No way.
Yeah.
Nicole! Nicole! Bob?
Papa.
Nicole.
Nicole! Yes!
Couldn't be more right.
Yeah.
So Dara and Claudia get the points there. Nothing for Phil and Alan, nothing for Jack and Denise. OK, in which show could you have seen Sarah Green killed in a basement and Michael Parkinson possessed by a ghost called Pipes? Jack, Denise?
Noel's House Party.
You You think that Sarah Greene was killed in a basement in Noel's house party? Which episode did you see?
Mr. Blobby done it.
You think he killed Sarah Greene in a basement?
I hated Mr. Blobby when I was... Like, he terrified me more than anything else. Like, he looked like a fat, jaundiced baby. Like, anyone would find that amusing. It was horrible.
The Teletubbies.
I used to have Yeah, Teletubbies. They're joyous things. Blobby is evil.
It's called Ghost Watch Live.
He's a genius.
This is the mark of a genius. Ghost Watch Live was like the most normal, standard, like Mark and Parkinson, the equivalent of Ant and Dec hosting what a nice, light-hearted show. And then it gets weirder and weirder until Ant kills Dec while being possessed by a thing. Would never, ever be made now.
You seem pretty confident in this as well.
I had no idea, but Phil just was straight in there.
Straight in. Well, of course. Pop trivia, he's a classic. Let's have a look.
There are incredible noises coming from the walls and from the ceiling. Ah! Oh. Kimmy? Kim? You're right. Susie. Stop it! Stop it, Susie!
They have one now called Celebrity Ghost Hunting, which you can watch. Which they had one on the other day where they had Anthony Costa on it. But I thought Anthony Costa was dead, so I assumed he was the ghost. They found him in this old castle.
So, Ghost Watch Live, you both get points. Noel's house party, no points. Are you eating crisps?
I have a packed lunch. Like a little sandwich and a banana and some crisps. But
Did your mum make you a lunch?
Well, yeah, because it's a long evening. I didn't want to get it out because I didn't want to make anyone jealous, so I was trying to eat it discreetly. Do you want a crisp?
Yeah, I'll have a crisp, yeah, why not?
That one's been in my mouth, maybe take one of them.
Thanks, man.
There's also a Dairy Dunker, but that's just for me.
Finally, I asked you for the chain of events that caused Will Smith's character to relocate from West Philadelphia to Bel Air. What did you put?
Throw it this way. Throw it this way.
Jack?
A couple of guys who were up to no good. And they started some trouble in the neighbourhood. Now, the nature of that trouble is unknown, so we guessed that it was sex trafficking.
OK, Dara, Claudia, what did you make?
We just saw he was bully. He was at a basketball court, and some guys came along, and they were, bullying. We put down. So the mother thought he'd be safer, and that says safer in LA. But I am aware that it's difficult to write in this pants. It looks like safer INLA, which means that she contacted the Irish National Liberation Army, who were INLA kneecapped the guys, and he was much safer because of it.
That would have been a very different show if he'd gone to live with the INLA. What did you get,
We
Alan?
put they had to go to escape rough types.
OK, well, so points all round on that one. Fabulous. OK, now time for a special bonus round about movies. I'm going to show you pictures from my 3 favourite movies of the 90s, which have all been subtly improved. Can you tell me what the films are? Here is the first one.
Brilliant.
OK. That's me dressed as Claudia Winkleman. OK, next. And finally... Just be grateful we didn't choose the shot a couple of frames along. I presume you've all got those.
Pulp Fiction, Home Alone, Basic Instinct.
OK.
Pulp Fiction, Home Alone, Basic Instinct.
Pulp Fiction, Home Alone, Basic Instinct.
OK, so you all get full points there.
Thank you.
Let's have a look and see how that's affected the scores. In last place, currently, Jack and Denise, lots to do. You've only got 9 points. In second place, Phil and Alan have 18 points. Dara and Claudia currently in the lead with 19 points. Welcome back. This round is all about sport in the 1990s. WWF wrestling was amazingly popular in the 90s, and I honestly believe I've got what it takes to be a professional wrestler, in that I'm a terrible actor. Frankie Dettori was one of the decade's most successful jockeys. He won thousands of races, although I have to say, in every single case, the horse did most of the work. Time for some sports questions from the 90s. OK, first up, take a look at this clip of Eric Cantona at a press conference. In Eric's own unique way, What is he apologising for here?
When the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.
The man's a legend. Can't imagine Alan is going to miss this one. OK. What unorthodox method did figure skater Tonya Harding employ to give her a competitive advantage over Nancy Kerrigan in the 1994 US Figure Skating Championships?
I always think that's how they can make dancing on ice so much better, is if they made the celebrities bigger and the ice thinner. Just watch Vanessa Feltz.
Polar bears. Halfway through the routine, release the bears.
There's not enough predators in I'm a Celebrity to get me out of here. There are none in Big Brother, and certainly polar bears is a good idea.
Yeah. I think you're forgetting zombies. Zombies would improve all these shows enormously. They could judge them and not be eaten by the zombie competitor first. That'd be great.
Yeah, zombies on ice.
Yeah.
Zombies in the jungle.
Yeah, zombies in the jungle is already sounding fucking amazing.
Zombies on Babe Station. Tell you what gets me off. Zombies.
Zombie on an escalator.
Oh, fucking love it. OK, zombie in a lift.
You're eating some...
You're trying to find the button, but you're a zombie.
Something up your bum, you're trying to get it out.
You're confused by numbers.
Next, have a look at this clip of Gary Lineker acting strangely during the 1990 World Cup in Italy. What mishap has just befallen him? Lovely Gary there, national treasure. What mishap has befallen poor Gary?
It's so itchy.
It's time for a Say What You See question. I'm going to show you a series of pictures that spell out a name.
Oh, I love these.
OK. Well, this one is a doozy. Which sportsman of the 90s is hidden here? Points behind.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty
I
good.
want 15 more of these. This is better than Puzzle World.
OK, pens down. Time for the answers. OK, you saw Eric Cantona talking about seagulls there. What was he meant to be apologising for?
He's meant to be apologising for jumping into the stand, I think it was at Selhurst Park?
Yeah.
Selhurst Park, to kick a man in the chest in the middle of a game. He was substituted.
A flying drop kick.
Yeah, probably good.
I think we've got a still of the said kick. What did you get for this, Jack?
Well, we had two answers. My answer was hitting a fan. So I remember this, but
The actual
Jack
apology
disagreed.
was for the overfishing of cod.
Well, I'll give you a point there. You've got hitting a fan. That seems close up. But yeah, kicking a man in the chest. Phill and Alan. Kicking bell end. Yeah. Points all round for that. Fabulous.
On one of the FIFA games, there was some cheat you could put in, and one of the players would do that.
I wanted to know how Tonya Harding attempted to gain a competitive advantage over Nancy Kerrigan. Did anyone remember this?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Go on, what, Claudia?
She hired people to whack her in the legs so that then she would win. But Kerrigan came back and Kerrigan didn't even win. Tonya couldn't even skate, came 8th. Boom.
That is quite a good answer, like, spookily accurate. You've got also, Phill and Alan,
I have her leg broken, yeah.
What have you got?
Paired her with Todd Carty.
To get a competitive advantage.
Yeah.
That would work, though. He was incredibly shit. He was. OK. Her ex-husband was a bodyguard and tried to break Kerrigan's legs with a police baton. Classic ice skating, yeah, rough game. I asked you, why was Gary Lineker squirming around on the floor? Jack, Denise.
Worms. You get worms, it's really itchy. So I think he's got worms.
Well, you thought he was doing kind of sort of what a dog does on the carpet?
Yeah.
A little scooch?
Yeah, well, I used to do that when I got worms. I would scratch it on the carpet. He told me it would mean that I could see in the dark, and I believed him.
Who told you that?
He was called Richardson. He was at my school, and he told me that if I sniffed a dog's bum, I could see in the dark.
And you went with that? You thought, yeah, that's probably...
Yeah, I believed him, and then I got worms.
I disagreed. I think he shat himself. So I'd like you to take my answer, not Jack's, please.
Sure, the more grown-up answer. He shat himself. Dara and Claudia, you've put it in a different way.
We put it in as a had a big poo.
I couldn't attest to the size, but you're along the right lines. Phil, Alan, do you remember this?
The classic. Shat himself.
Just that, I mean, it poured out of him like a fluid.
He was stretching, and he stretched a little too far. Oh, dear.
Let's have another look at it with the knowledge that that is the correct answer and that he did shit himself. Let's have another look. Oh. He's a national treasure and he's a bloody nice bloke, but that is funny. Does the PlayStation game on FIFA, can you do that?
The worst pooing one I had was I went to the loo and I was going for a little... And the door was... The latch was broken. And you know when you're doing the poo like that and you need to decide how you're going to hold the door shut? So you've either got that option or the one where you just use your head like that, so that if it opens, it will just go into the head. Or the incorrect way, which I discovered, is to do it where you just push 2 legs up like that and hold the door like that. The problem with this one, though, is when you realise that the door is a pull door. I was left sort of waving at a man like that.
Yeah, there's no way out of that. OK, I asked you to say what you saw. Did anyone work out the sportsman?
No.
No.
What did you think it was, though?
Plug Dr. Ahobsy.
the sportsman from the 90s.
He played for Holland. Yeah, he was their left back for a while.
Alan, tell them how it's done.
This is how a genius works.
But I'm watching.
On, because it's switched on. Dre, because it's Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
I didn't reckon, I don't know. Gas.
C.
No, it's definitely Plug Dr. Ahobsy.
I really hope that you bring out Plug Doctor. Yes, to mention that none of you remember me. Peter Eindhoven in the 1990s. I was scored all the goals. I was on the pitch when Gary Lineker shat himself.
Actually, swap shirts with Lineker and the shippers all up the back.
The smell was... Most unpleasant. It was suffocating. Most unpleasant. It was suffocating, the smell.
Dara, when did you start doing this incredible cavalcade of voices?
I don't know. I just
Meet Dara Ó Briain, but who's the real Dara?
Of 1,000 voices. Who's behind the curtain now?
Could it be... Was that Dutch footballer? Did he ever meet Nelson Mandela?
Funny you should mention that. There was...
When did they meet? Yeah. Tell me how that sounded.
Which fraud do you want?
What did... I want Nelson Mandela.
You can't do it, he's laughing. He can't do it, you got to leave him.
Yeah.
I want to go to the ground floor.
OK, so you get a point for Andre Agassi, you don't get a point for Plug Dr. Hobsy. OK, let's take a quick look at the scores. Jack and Denise have 11 points. Phil and Alan have 22. Dara and Claudia are in the lead with 23. Welcome back to the final part of the Big Fat Quiz. This next round is all about the people who made the news in the 90s. Boris Yeltsin was president of Russia for most of the decade. I'm actually quite similar to Boris Yeltsin. We both drank heavily in the 90s, and neither of us had a clue what was going on in Russia. In 1995, rogue trader Nick Leeson caused the collapse of Barings Bank. Thankfully, everyone learnt their lesson, and never again have bankers behaved like greedy shits. Right, let's have a look at some questions. During the night of the 23rd of June, 1993, an American woman called 911 to inform the police she had thrown something important into a field from a moving vehicle. What was it? Dara, Claudia, Alan and Phil. It's all pretty close. OK, you all got something for that? Yep. Time for another guess question now, and it's over to one of the fastest men of the 1990s, Linford Christie.
Hi, Jimmy. Linford Christie here. As one of the fastest sprinters of all time, I know a thing or two about physical endurance. But that's nothing compared to Daniel Hooper, who spent the late 90s living in a series of tunnels near Newbury, the A30 Exeter, and Manchester Airport. But by which name was he better known?
Jack, any thoughts?
Denise has it.
You've got it?
We
You've
got it.
Okay. Of course. OK, perfect. All right, next question. In 1991, Damien Hirst created a piece called The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living. But what was it? You're a big fan of Damien Hirst, aren't you, Jack?
I feel indifferent towards him. He is currently dating my ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Who is 22. Won't be buying any of his art anytime soon. Because I can't afford it.
And finally, it's time to go over to the Big Fat Quiz Masterpiece Theatre, where distinguished actor Charles Dance is reading from the autobiography of one of the decade's biggest stars. But who is the mystery author? Have a look.
Chapter 9, we're jamming. Jerry and I started spending most of our weekends at the house together. Vicky and Emma went home and Melanie went to mad parties in Sidcup. Sometimes Jerry and I went to bed on Saturday afternoon, woke up at around 2 a.m., got dressed, and went to the all-nighter at Ministry of Sound. We used to drive down the motorway with our boobs out for a laugh. It was hysterical. Until we noticed a weird guy driving alongside us with a manic grin on his face. Oh, my God, Jerry, he looks like he's wanking. And suddenly, we were scared. It was really frightening. For all we knew, he was a complete nutter with an axe. Jerry swerved into another lane, and eventually we lost him. We were really shaken. Did it stop us flashing our boobs? No.
OK, so whose autobiography was that?
OK.
And some answers. I asked you what an American woman threw into a field. Did anyone remember?
Oh, yeah.
John Wayne Bobbitt's penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was her old fella's old fella.
Very nicely put. Her old fella's old fella.
Didn't she cut it off him while he was asleep
Yes.
or something? And then they sewed it back on and he made porn films.
Yeah.
So there's a happy ending to this story.
Yeah.
I thought it was her baby and then a dingo ate it.
That was in 1981 in Australia.
Oh.
So you get a point, you get a point, you don't get a point. The same old pattern. OK, Linford Christie wanted to know which name Daniel Hooper was better known by. Denise, what'd you get?
Swampy.
Okay.
Swampy.
Swampy?
Everyone got Swampy, everyone knew Swampy. The environmental campaigner.
Where is he now, eh, Swampy? Where is he now?
Is he in a lift with Nelson Mandela?
Oh, I'm Swampy. I like your work in the 90s.
OK, what was the physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living?
Shark. And formaldehyde.
Oh, yeah. In 3 bits, a dead tiger shark.
In 3 bits, you were exactly right. OK, there he is.
Over to you, Jack.
Do you know my fucking woman? I always prefer Tracy Emin.
You've got to let her go, mate.
There's nothing I can do.
Never said it, she's 22, she's with this bloke. OK, so he's not 70, he's 46. She's bored out of her brain. He's like, can we play Cluedo? Can you just get rid of the hair in my ears? I need to touch myself. She's sitting there going, Jack is funny, clever, he brought me a packed lunch, what have I done?
But I'm quite old, really. Like, I do old things. I stopped having sex the other day because I had heartburn.
Dude, Gaviscon.
Gaviscon.
Just a quick shot. Boom.
That's what I've been getting wrong.
You washed the Viagra down with the Gaviscon.
And finally, Charles Dance was reading from a literary masterpiece there. Who's it by?
We wrote down
I
Mel
thought it was
B.
Denise.
I know. It's Mel B, but he thinks it's me.
Let's go back to Charles Dance and see what the correct answer was.
That was taken from the memoirs of Melanie Scary Spice B. Girl power.
Should have been James Bond.
Right, OK, so you get a point for Mel B, you get a point for Mel B. You do not get a point for Denise. Right, it's the final question of the Big Fat Quiz of the 90s, and to ask it, we're honoured to have one of the decade's most iconic stars. Please welcome... Apologies, Jack. Mr. Blobby. Oh. genuinely distressing. Don't do that.
What the fuck were you allowed near kids?
Ring, 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 ring. Be Mr. Blobby.
I resign.
Is it true you had an affair with one of the Teletubbies? Well, that was an anecdote about nailing one of the Teletubbies. Now, Mr. Blobby, you've got a question for us. Tell us the question.
Oh!
Right, just ask the question.
Kiss!
I'm a grown man. Yeah. For fuck's sake. Do the question. Just do the question. Just ask the question.
Tell me when he's gone.
So the question's in 3 parts. The question's in 3 parts. 1. Okay. The second part of the question. Okay, I'll recap. Okay, so what Mr. Blobby is asking you to write down is the UK's best-selling novel of the 90s, the highest-grossing film of the 90s, and the best-selling album of the 90s. There are 2 points for each one that you get correct, and 10 bonus points if you get them all.
Wait. Yes, Claudia!
Oh.
Mr. Blobby can give you a clue. Unless the film is Blobby, Blobby, Blobby.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
No! Don't help her.
That's the one
I can't believe you got me with it. Right, write down your answers.
We've got it.
Write down your answers. You got the answers?
Yeah.
Pens down.
Pens down. Pens down. Pens down.
Jimmy, it's like you're on Blob Station.
OK. Phil, Alan, what have you got for this?
Bridget Jones' Diary.
What else have you got?
Titanic.
All right, yeah, Poker Face. Poker Face, that's what they call him. And the album?
What's the Story, Morning Glory by Oasis.
Jack and Denise, tell me what you answered.
Titanic, Bridget Jones' Diary and Oasis, and Please Can You Leave?
OK, Dara and Claudia?
We went Bridget Jones' Titanic with Michael Jackson.
We got confused.
We were distracted by Mr. Blobby. I'm loving it. I don't give a shit. It's the happiest I've ever been in my life. This guy is a legend.
OK, so I can tell you that the correct answer is Bridget Jones' Diary's best-selling book, Titanic, highest-grossing film, What's the Story, Morning Glory, highest-selling album. You're right. And you get a bonus 10 points as well. Well, that's the end of the quiz. Mr. Blobby, go and get the trophy. Go and get the trophy. It's that way. That way, yeah, OK. OK. It's time to tot up your scores at home. Here's how our teams did. So, in last place still, even with the bonus points, Jack Whitehall and Denise van Outen with 28. In second place, with 31 points, Dara Ó Briain and Claudia Winkleman. OK, and in first place, the winners of the Big Fat Quiz of the 90s, Phill Jupitus and Alan Davies with 42 points. Here's your trophy. Robbie, give him the trophy. Give him the trophy. Give him the trophy. His eye's fallen off. His eye has fallen off. Blobby's down.
He's died. He's died.
A big thank you to sadly deceased Mr. Blobby, our amazing panel, all our special guests, and thanks to you for watching. This has been the Big Fat Quiz of the 90s. Good night. Hello and welcome to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year 2015. The Big Fat Quiz captures the true meaning of Christmas by forcing 6 people to sit together, playing a game and pretending to like each other. If you haven't seen the Big Fat Quiz before, let me put it into the Star Wars universe for you. Essentially, an alliance of panellists are pitted against an evil Sith Lord. That's me. And at some point, someone accidentally gets off with their sister. This is the quiz that looks back at the biggest stories of the last year, realises they're a bit terroristy, and picks some nicer ones to quiz about. Not talking about any of that. Let's move on. Well, let's meet the teams. First up, 2 of the youngest, coolest, hippest comedians in the country couldn't make it this evening, so instead we've got Rob Brydon and Joe Brand. He's the swot of the class who's finally realised his dream of hanging out with the teacher. It's Richard Ayoade and Greg Davies. And finally, she's beautiful, charming and a joy to be around, and he's... around, it's Claudia Winkleman and David Mitchell. Right. So, Rob Brydon, you performed this year with Sir Tom Jones. They say never meet your heroes. How did Tom cope with it?
He was taking it in his stride, Jimmy. He's a professional. He was a little bit nervous, but, you know, that's not unusual.
Rob Brydon, everyone. Thank you very much. Joe, how's your year been?
Shit.
OK.
I've been on tour. I've got a divorce. I've killed a tortoise. You know, lots of things. One of those isn't true. I didn't get a divorce.
You killed a tortoise?
Well, not personally.
What do you mean? A tortoise died during the year and you blame yourself?
When I was teaching, there was a kid in my class who was inconsolable one day because his pet tortoise had died, and like, he couldn't stop crying, and he had to be sent home in the end. And the next day he came in, and he was absolutely fine. And I went, are you all right today? He goes, yeah, I'm all right today. And I went, oh, good, I'm glad to hear that. Did you bury him? He goes, oh, no, my dad hollowed him out. We used him as an ashtray. Scooped him out with a spoon.
So, Greg, you used to be a teacher, so surely you're going to win the quiz, aren't you?
Oh, gosh, no. I was a drama teacher anyway. How hard's that? Make up a play, see you in an hour.
Now, Richard, you've been travelling the world for the whole year, haven't you, for Travel Man?
Oh, right. Yeah, prior to that, I've been Peckham-based. But...
So Peckham and then the world?
Yeah. A lot of places that are a short haul. One with Greg to Moscow.
You 2 went to Moscow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have the other teams gone away together? Have you...
Yeah.
I went away with Richard as well.
Yeah.
What?
I'm starting a cult. You will receive a call in the night, and you come away with me, and you come back with new ideas.
So, Claudia, you're used to the glamour and glitz of Strictly, obviously. Talk me
orange.
through David's outfit this evening.
It's perfect. It would be very good for a tango.
If we were filming it in black and white, yeah, I'd agree.
What's wrong with it,
He looks
Jimmy?
perfect.
Just saying it's not as glitzy as... I'm used to seeing Claudia surrounded by people in sort of, you know, sparkles.
Tiny little things. Fluorescent. Feathers.
It would be totally inappropriate if I turned up. If I turned up, as you suggest you wanted, in feathers and a little fluorescent bikini, you'd have taken the piss even more than you have out of my grey shirt. So, you know, I can't win, can I?
Should we get on with the quiz? Let's remind ourselves of this year's headlines. 2015 was the hottest year on record. People were warned to avoid any physical exertion, which explains the performances of the England rugby team, Chelsea FC, and My Girlfriend. UKIP leader Nigel Farage failed to win a parliamentary seat. Farage is often described as a man of the people, and those people are bigoted arseholes. Oscar Pistorius was found guilty of murder a few weeks after being released from prison and put under house arrest. He's in a house. It's where he's most dangerous. OK, wouldn't be a quiz without questions. Eyes down. For our first question, it's over to the legend that is Quentin Tarantino.
Hi, Jimmy. This year, the British press became obsessed with something that could have come straight out of one of my movies. And the names Mr. Ginger, Mr. Strong, the Tall Man, the Old Man, the Gent, and Mr. Montana were everywhere. But can your teams tell me what they'd done?
Oh! Very well done.
Thank you.
Claudia, can we play poker at some stage? Because it feels like you're not holding anything back there.
I was excited.
Next question. This year, Dr. Walter Palmer from Minnesota did something that led him to become the most hated man in the world. What did he do?
Oh, of course. You are a genius. Yes, right.
I'm getting a lot more encouragement.
He knows everything. I know nothing.
I know, I'm just saying I'm not receiving the same level of support at this table.
That's because I've answered both of the questions so far.
Greg, I'm not flourishing in this relationship. I'm not flourishing, I don't feel valued.
You want me to answer the questions and then praise you?
Yes, please.
OK.
That's how my marriage works.
OK.
Yeah, yes, I would like that.
Well done for answering those two questions.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel thank you.
Internally.
Thank you.
For our next question, the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School have once again put on one of their spectacular school plays. But what news story are they acting out?
Action! This car is really fast. This car's really slow. I like cars. Brilliant, that's a wrap. I'm hungry. Get me some food. Could I have some hot food, please? Sorry, but we're closed. Uh-oh. There's no hot food. You have been very naughty. No more car for you. Oh, no! Yes.
I love those kids. I love those kids. That's why I'm here, to watch them.
It's a properly good school play. That's what a decent drama teacher does, Greg. I hope you've learned something. Are they there?
Are they here?
You're the drama teachers from Mitchellbrook? You're not the drama teachers, you're proper teachers.
What do you teach? Primary? It's not teaching, it's colouring in, mate.
So I want to know what news story were they acting out there? I mean...
This is major.
Oh, wow.
You can't fit it all in.
I can't.
Sorry, David and Claudia are also voicing an adult film while we're doing the quiz.
My fax machine's broken. I haven't seen any of that.
There we go.
Well done.
I've answered at tedious length. Tedious length is my porn name.
In September, there was a very small story, I'm not sure if you heard about it, but the Prime Minister allegedly put his gentleman junk into the mouth of a dead pig. My question is this: why on earth did he allegedly do it?
I'm not as familiar with these practices as some in the London sect, but
Yeah, you always get left out of the pig fucking parties, don't you? Yeah.
I suppose sheep's more your thing, is it?
Yeah.
Saying. What?
You're going to start making sheep references.
I'm just saying, when I asked you how many sexual partners you'd had, you started to count and you fell asleep. That's all I'm saying.
You've done this to me before. You started making buying noises. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's very hard for me to concentrate with an erection.
OK, take a look at this clip of Ed Miliband's resignation speech after this year's general election.
Thank you for the selfies. Thank you for the support. And thank you for the most unlikely cult of the 21st century.
Yes.
That is cult, C-U-L-T. What I want to know is, what was the most unlikely cult of the 21st century? Most unlikely cult. Have you all got something?
Yeah.
We've knocked this out of the park.
Have you? What, you ready for answers?
Yeah.
OK, let's go to the answers. OK, so Quentin Tarantino asked you what Mr. Ginger, Mr. Strong, the tall man, the old man, the gent and Mr. Montana had done. What did you all think?
The answer is the Hatton Garden heist. Men of advanced years managed to break in through thick wall, and they got in and they stole a lot of stuff from safety deposit boxes, and it had all the hallmarks of a Hollywood film.
I don't think it had quite all the hallmarks, did it? Because they used their bus passes to get there on the bus.
They did, didn't they?
How old was the getaway driver? Because normally getaway driving, you imagine someone skidding off at high speed.
I think there were skid marks.
Well, you all got this right. They were all suspects in the Hatton Garden heist. All right. There you go, well done. Okay.
Well done, everyone.
OK, next up, I asked you how Dr. Walter Palmer became the most hated man in the world. What did you put?
Well, he shot a lion called Cecil.
Yeah.
And the guy said in his defence, he said, oh, do you know what? I didn't know he was a beloved lion. So you're going to shoot them based on their personality and how popular they are amongst their peer group. Awful. And he was a dentist.
Yeah.
Just gets worse.
Are your existing teeth behind those, or do they take them out?
I've no idea. All I know is I have to dip these when I drive at night.
What do you dip them in? Like jam.
Yeah, why not?
Cecil was already depressed before he was shot by a dentist because he was called Cecil. He found that out with his last breath. I'm called what? He thought he was called Barabbas, King of the Plain.
Claudia, Davies, did you get this?
We read it out as well, do we?
Well, yeah, as
okay,
well,
yes,
yeah.
he shot a lion called Cecil. Full stop. I put a full stop in.
It's important.
Wasn't required with the Hatton Garden heist, because that's not a sentence. But he shot a... That's a sentence, got a verb.
OK, points all round. Marvellous.
Lovely.
Next up, the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School were acting out a news story. What did you think it was?
I've written a short essay.
The event surrounding the non-renewal of Jeremy Clarkson's contract.
But he doesn't really touch on what those events were, which, to my mind, calls into question the validity of the answer as an answer. He's very much sketching around the issue.
If you think that's not a complete answer, wait until you hear Richard and Greg's. What have you gone with?
Well, do Clarkson and then really just a kind of an oblong, I guess.
Jimmy,
I don't know, I really
I'm
go
all
there.
for this anarchic sense of fun. I love that the audience are laughing at it. But please don't go giving points for this kind of nonsense, OK? Take a look at this. Clarkson punch. Says it all.
I don't
Beautifully
see why
written.
That's not the better answer. The punch was evident in the dramatisation. A lot of people think he was sacked for it. He wasn't.
Yes.
They just didn't renew his contract.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, well, exactly.
But I was looking for brevity and levity in my answer.
Well, at the risk of upsetting you, Rob, Joe, points all round.
Yes.
Points all round, surely. That's what it was. That's what we were getting at. Right. Next, I asked you why on earth David Cameron allegedly put his penis in a pig's mouth. What do you think?
The answer is peer pressure.
Good answer.
It's worrying in a Prime Minister.
It shouldn't have been a story, really. It's about owning your own gossip, I think. I, for example, very early on in my comedy career, went on record to say that I As a pubescent man, I enjoyed relations with a large blue teddy bear at my house. I put that on record, and therefore it's not a story anymore. I mean, it didn't even look like a bear. It was so badly made. I didn't really know what I was having sex with, if I'm honest.
You should have said it at the beginning of his career, when he was first elected as leader of the Conservative Party in his opening speech. Thanks very much, everyone.
Just
There's
so you
one thing
know.
you need to know about me. You'll never guess what I once did.
But as I said, I think it would be better if it was a thing he did regularly rather than as a one-off peer pressure event. If he just went, this is my jam. I like doing this, it relaxes me.
It makes
no
me
harm,
a
no
better
foul.
Prime Minister.
And I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this into a third term.
OK, so Claudia, David, what did you put?
We put an initiation ritual at Oxford for a posh dining society.
Well, that is the right answer. You had the name of the society?
Yeah.
It was allegedly an initiation ceremony for an Oxford dining society at the Piers Gaveston. OK, final answer in this round. I asked you what Ed Miliband described as the most unlikely cult of the 21st century. What did you all think?
These are Millie fans. He said there was a new type of follower. Wanted to meet him and have their photo
They were in love
with
with him. They suddenly fancied him.
It was a sexy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a sex
It's a sexy thing.
Really?
They wanted to rub themselves against him.
So did you got this?
Yes, we put Millie fandom.
We put Millie fandom as well.
I've got some footage of the Millie fans. So take a look at the attention he was getting.
That's me and Tess.
OK, points all round.
No. You're marking us down for peer pressure is the answer.
Well, marking you down, you mean not giving you the...
Why?
Well, because it makes it easier, so the ticks and the crosses.
I'm with them. That's the right answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, theirs is the most intelligent answer we've had all night, because they've got to the nub of the matter.
Yeah.
It was peer pressure.
Well, you make a very interesting point, but you're not actually in charge, so...
Isn't it fascinating that Richard and Greg, two of the finest minds in this studio, certainly, perhaps not beyond, but in this studio, have taken the level of this show somewhere else. They've not been content to settle for glibness. They've not gone for laughs. That's been very clear. They're going for something deeper. Yes. I say you refuse that point at your peril.
I agree.
Happy to take you all on.
Are you going to give us the point?
No.
Why?
Because this is about humanity.
It's about the integrity. It's about the integrity of the entire quiz, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, Britain is a democracy. There are 6 people here, all saying to you, give them the point.
Let's just say, in a future question, we'll both deliberately answer wrong. You can answer correctly.
That's
and then
lovely.
Yes, we will.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we will do
I'm
that.
sorry, there's not a Malaysian betting syndicate involved in this, is there?
And neither is it a totalitarian state presided over by you.
You've lost our trust.
This quiz absolutely is that.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Democracy.
Yeah.
Democracy.
Thank you.
We're doing a quiz, and there's going to be a winner, and there's going to be a loser, and we'll rig it if we need to. It's not a democracy, and no one's here to have fun. This is Christmas. It's a quiz.
What do you win, just to be clear?
Pig's head. OK, so at the end of that round, the scores are Rob and Joe have 5, Claudia and David have 5, Richard and Greg have 4, because they got 1 wrong. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. The next round is all about the music of 2015. Naked images of Justin Bieber hit the internet. Not the first time I've seen a photo of Justin Bieber and thought, what a dick. On Adele's first single for 3 years, she sings, I must have called 1,000 times. I assume the next line is, have you been missold PPI? To celebrate his 3 sell-out Wembley shows, Ed Sheeran had a huge lion tattooed on his chest. It seemed like a good idea at the time, until he was gunned down by a dentist. Right, time for some more questions. It's the music round, David.
I'm worried about that.
What, it being the music round?
Yeah.
No, you were David Mitchell, you haven't got a problem. OK. For our first question, I want you to take a look at this clip of some people who are a bit down in the dumps. My question is simple. Why are they so upset? Take a look.
I can't handle this. I need to stop crying. It's not funny. I want to press the button so hard and rewind back like 3 years ago.
I'd like to apologize to you. I'm fucking talking, piece of shit.
Why were they filming that?
Because
They were very sad.
No, it's because they're towering narcissists.
Everybody films everything now. If it's not
Yeah.
filmed, it's not happening.
Can I just say I'm slightly perturbed by seeing my husband at the end of it? I had no idea.
OK, so you all got something there? All right, for our next question, it's over to the one and only Jon Snow. He's reporting on one of the biggest songs of the year, but what is it? Over to you, John.
In an unprecedented legal case, a 29-year-old Canadian man has sued his ex-partner for emotional distress after she ceased contacting him on his cell phone. The man told the court that she had previously placed regular nightly calls to him, calls that could only mean one thing. But since he'd left the city, all communication had been terminated. The prosecution alleged that the lack of calls had left the man down and stressed out, and that all he does these days is wonder if his former girlfriend is bending over backwards or indeed rolling up her backwards for someone else. Taking the stand, the plaintiff summed up his case, explaining, "You used to call me on my... You used to... Yeah." Back to you, Jimmy.
Why don't we get this answer?
Yes, yeah. Let's
Incorrect.
deliberately...
Yeah, we don't know this, so let's both deliberately get it wrong and then take the power away from the man
Thank you.
and get
Give
everything
them
back.
the point.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thanks, great.
That assumes we know the answer to this.
Do you not know the answer?
It's borderline. I think there's going to be quibble over this.
Quibble?
Quibble.
There'll be no quibble. I mean, if you got it right, you got it right.
Well, that's happened before.
All right, so next up, Kanye West headlined the Pyramid Stage at Glastonbury with a rather divisive performance. What I want to know is, what did he describe himself as during his set? So he described himself on stage.
Biggest star in the world.
For our next question, it's over to X Factor judge Rita Ora. Rita Ora, David. You know.
Wow! Hiya, Jimmy. How are you? Now, life as a pop star can be tough, and my mate Enrique Iglesias ended up in hospital recently by having a bizarre accident on stage. But what happened?
Yeah. He had an... I know this.
Well, I mean, that's very much how this works. And finally, in March, Jay-Z and a host of his celebrity pals...
Oh, yes.
Jay-Z, yes. A host of his celebrity pals, Jay-Z's pals, the other letters, F and X. Yeah. Or I'd say Jay-Z myself, but, you know... Not to his face.
Did you spend a lot of time with him?
No. No.
Fair enough.
Well, I don't know, actually, because I don't know who he is.
That's ironic. When I saw David in makeup earlier, I said, "How are you?" And he said, "I'm photo shoot fresh, looking like wealth. I'm about to call the paparazzi on myself," which is a Jay-Z lyric.
I did say.
Finally, in March, Jay-Z and a host of his celebrity pals launched a music streaming service this year that promised to be a moment that will forever change the course of music history. Can you remember what it was called?
Well, I got...
Yes.
Oh, you do? Good.
When Richard and I were in Russia together, Richard did an incredible impression of Roland Dorzabel from Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
He genuinely did. I suspect the chance of him replicating it now are minimal, but I just thought I'd say I saw it. It was incredible.
Richard, please.
I'll pick a moment later on, and if it's as good as Greg says, we'll all know what's happened. See, though, how I resisted peer pressure.
Yes.
Let's have some answers. First of all, I showed you a collection of grief-stricken fans. What did you think they were upset about?
They were very upset about the One Direction news. They were upset about changes to the status quo of One Direction.
No, yeah, but...
You've got to plump
Come
for
on.
one or the other.
I don't think you do. They were... This is the... Now, we see, we're back into it, aren't we? We're back into the process. You cannot say that this is not true. They're upset about changes to the status quo of One Direction. Point, please.
No. We're putting ourselves on the line and saying they're specifically upset that Zayn Malik left the band.
Yes.
That's our answer.
I've deliberately got the next question wrong to help you out. I can't believe this.
I've bitten the hand that feeds me, haven't I?
All right, well, I'll say it now. It was Zayn. It's because Zayn is leaving. There we are.
David?
Yes, it's because Zayn is leaving One Direction.
Who's Zayn?
Zayn Malik.
And what instrument did Zayn play?
The harpsichord.
The problem is...
Well, I think we've already covered One Direction now. OK, points all round there.
Points all round.
Oh.
Next up, you heard Jon Snow reporting on one of the biggest songs of the year. What did you think it was? Over to David Mitchell for the answer.
We deliberately didn't give the answer in order to make the previous round retrospectively fair on Richard and Greg.
I Heart Jon Snow. What did you go for?
I went for Adele. We knew it was wrong. We didn't care. What are you going to do about it, Jimmy? Make me write it again? I don't think so. There's a new boss on this show.
If you built trust
Too late for a comeback. Let's move on.
Deal. OK, Richard, Greg, what did you put?
The Drake song where he dances in various unfurnished white rooms.
That is the right answer.
Oh,
That's it. They got a point. We're back. We're back. Isn't this a lovely metaphor for a dystopian society that's got its act together? As a society, we said, hang on a minute, this isn't right.
Yeah.
Did we complain about it? Well, we did. But then we put you, the government, in this instance, out of the equation. We said, let's fix it between us.
Rob, you didn't know the song.
Wouldn't it be lovely if Britain...
Sorry, you were going to write down Drake Hotline Bling, were you? You
I
were
was
about
going
to
to
write
write
that down,
direct line 24-hour insurance is what I was
Let's take a look at Jon Snow.
I know when that can only mean one thing. I know when that can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city, you and me, we just don't
Yeah, it was, of course, Drake's Hotline Bling. I asked you what title Kanye West gave himself while on stage in Glastonbury this year.
I could tell you the title I gave him. No, I won't. Because I'm not allowed to say it on the telly.
He said he was the biggest rock and roll star in the world.
What did you put for this one, David?
Greatest pop star in the world. We also know that the BBC had to put up subtitles for the very rude words, and there was a lot of Mother Ducker, which we liked.
What did you go for, Richard and Greg?
Well, to get the point, we said he was the biggest rock star in the world, but Richard also suggested that he was vulnerable, vibrant at times.
And vulnerable, vibrant, and at times hostile when stressed.
I think everyone got that right, pretty much. Let's take a look at his staggering claim at Glastonbury. Here he is performing under a massive lighting rig.
I'm gonna say it tonight. You are now watching the greatest living rock star on the planet!
If you really make it big in music, I imagine you can get someone to do your own intro for you. You know, get someone off stage to go, now the greatest rock star in the world. But he's obviously a bit short of money, so he's going, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest rock star in the world. Hello, it's me. Guess who?
So, our next answer, Rita Ora asked you how Enrique Iglesias ended up in hospital. What did you think?
Well, we knew this. This was... there was a drone, one of these drone cameras. He reached up, And, of course, the blade sliced quite literally through the skin of his hands, and it was bedlam. He reached down to his white T-shirt, because he looks great in white T-shirts, wrapped his hand, we went, oh, in hell, and he ran off into the wings. And that is a point.
That was a white T-shirt.
That was white before the accident, yes.
We said he played with a drone and his finger... well, not chopped off. That's when we slightly exaggerated, because I think it was just slightly owie.
It was a bit owie is actually the technical medical
He
term.
rendered his hand owie.
What did you guys think?
We thought he grabbed a drone as well.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, how lovely to see a drone hitting entirely the correct target.
Nice. Yes, that's exactly what happened. He reached up to grab a drone with a camera on it and hurt his hand. And then he drew a heart with the blood on his T-shirt.
Really?
You know, yeah, there he is, like a maniac.
Oh, my word. Looks like Sylvester Stallone there.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Well, you all got that. Points all round.
Yeah.
Finally, I asked you what Jay-Z's music streaming service that was going to revolutionise music was called. What did you think?
Tidal. They wanted to make one which wasn't free because they don't have, collectively, enough money.
Richard, Greg, what did you think?
We thought it was called Tidal.
Yeah, and Rob, Joe?
Tidal Tunes.
Tidal Tunes.
If you don't give us a point just because we tried to add to the entertainment of the evening, then more fool you, Jimmy, more fool you.
Points all round.
Thank
Tidal
you.
is. OK, let's see what that's done to the scores. Rob and Joe have 9, Richard and Greg have 9, Claudia and David have 9. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. The next round is all about the last 12 months in television. Jeremy Clarkson was sacked by the BBC.
No, they didn't renew his contract.
Jeremy Clarkson failed to have his contract renewed by the BBC.
Thank you.
His new show is going to be on Amazon Prime. The only problem is, if you're not in when it comes on, you have to watch it at the post office or round a neighbour's house. Katie Hopkins had a new TV show called If Katie Hopkins Ruled the World. But the only way I want to see Katie Hopkins on TV is if she's part of a People We Lost This Year montage. Well, let's remind ourselves of some of this year's TV highlights.
And now we're about to see a first jump from Joey Essex.
You think you are the king, and I am the blacksmith's boy. Please don't punch me. I wish you both well.
Am I tough enough? Tough enough? Hell yes, I'm tough enough.
Strong enough.
You certainly are a madman.
That's ingenious.
Gonna glove up.
Try and aim away from the dead man's face.
A nice bit of product placement for Next there.
First up, you saw Nigella Lawson there in her new series, Simply Nigella. But what did she cook? And I use that term very loosely. In the first episode, that left viewers rather underwhelmed.
I love that woman.
You love that woman?
I love... She's my favourite.
She's incredible.
Advocate on toast.
Next question, you all ready?
Yes.
Yes.
OK. It's over to one of our finest British exports. It's Simon Pegg.
Hello, Jimmy. As you know, I am a big fan of horror movies, but what memorable television moment was described this year as an unseemly spectacle, a scene from The Exorcist, or like a posh version of Alien?
Simon Pegg there.
Do you?
Yeah, I do know.
How do you know that?
Yeah.
Of course David knows that. He was born to know that.
He's so
We're
strict.
definitely getting a point for this.
We're getting 19 points.
So exciting.
Deal with it.
Right, next question. This year, Britain's Got Talent sparked outrage when it was revealed winning dog Matisse had a stunt double for his most impressive trick. What I want to know is, What was the excuse given for using a doggy double?
Double dog.
A double dog.
Which was Richard's rap name in the 90s.
Yeah. It was. And still is today.
To Roland Dorsabel.
The time's not right.
OK. If I did the build-in, the lead-in,
You'll know when the time...
Violent times.
You didn't have to tell your soul.
I think the time was right.
Did you just do it?
Yeah.
I was looking down and writing. Was that it? Oh, I'll do it again.
You didn't have to sell your soul. You didn't have to shout.
And then he goes low.
Yeah. I will admit, it doesn't sound as close to him as I remember.
You are destroying my confidence.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Just build me up a little bit.
You're the greatest rock star in the world.
These I can do without. These are the things I can do without these things.
Come on.
I'm going to tell... Please, come on. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Come on.
I love their stuff.
Richard, Greg, you need to write something on why did they use a doggy double? Why?
I don't give a fuck which
Sorry, Greg, what did you just say?
On this particular question, what I said proudly was, I don't give a fuck, Jimmy.
Oh, really?
Why not?
You've got a performing animal, you flip it for another performing animal. As long as they're performing, I don't give a fuck, Jimmy.
Also, I've got to say at this stage, for this answer, I've just written down 2 dogs. I'm so confused, I've just written down, I think something you told me.
Yeah. Yes, there were 2 dogs. Why was the second dog used?
Oh, I don't know that bit.
Another TV question. This morning, with Philip Schofield and Christine Bleakley, landed itself in hot water with a rather racy segment at 10:30 in the morning. It received 120 complaints. What was the segment about?
Yeah.
What were they talking about? They've got 120 complaints.
Immediately advanced.
Do you know everything?
No, I know some things.
OK, and finally, in this round, 21-year-old student Carmel Shah caused uproar among fans after his appearance on University Challenge. What did he do to delight and appall viewers in equal measure?
Oh, yes.
What did he do that caused outrage, right?
Yeah.
That's the question.
You really are nailing the questions. OK, we'll get some answers. So I asked you what Nigella cooked that left viewers distinctly underwhelmed. What did you put?
It was avocado on toast.
Did you get this, Richard, Greg?
Yes, we did. Richard added in swan tears, just for a bit of colour.
Swan tears belong to the Queen, though, don't they?
That's why there were so many complaints.
The avocado on toast, there was more to it than that, because there was chilli in there, there was lemon, there was all sorts, yeah.
Yeah, avocado on toast is just the title of the dish.
Just the title,
Yeah.
you know. Hamlet is a short title, but there's a lot going on in the play.
OK, you all get points.
Thank you.
OK, next answer. Simon Pegg asked you which TV moment was described as an unseemly spectacle, a scene from The Exorcist, and like a posh version of Alien. What did you think?
Grantham, Lord, not Leslie, ulcer burst.
Well, man, I can't fault you on that. Everything's there. And what about you, Claudia, David?
He said the Earl of Grantham's ulcer bursting at dinner.
What did you put, Richard, Greg?
Downton character, blood spray, dinner party in brackets.
I think that's enough. I think they've got it.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Yes.
Well, I'll just check in with Rob if that's the right answer, shall I?
I feel safe with Rob, I've got to say, at this stage. I think Rob's built
I'm a
trust.
safe pair of hands hosting a show, hosting something like this, because I give the benefit of the doubt.
Thank you.
I look for the good in a person.
Exactly.
Are you going to try... You're trying a coup, aren't you? You're going to end hosting. You're trying to get access to the scores.
Yes. Yes, I
Should we have a look? It's
it's
pretty...
great.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah, I
seen
like
Oh,
it.
it's spectacular.
It would really ruin the dinner.
I'm so sorry.
Thomas, on his left side.
Give me the napkin.
Prince.
I'll call the ambulance.
Keep him warm. Take my coat.
What is it?
His ulcer has burst.
What? Will he be all right?
We must get him to hospital as quickly as we can.
I'm here, darling. Don't worry, I'm here.
If this is it, just know I have loved you very, very much.
It was a typical bit of Downton Abbey plotting. There was so much build-up of his illness. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I don't feel... Like, for weeks and weeks and weeks. Then that happens. Then next week, he's fine.
All right, so yes, you all got points there. Ready for another answer? I asked you what excuse was given for using a different dog in the Britain's Got Talent final. What did you put?
We put that the first dog was ill or frightened, dead, or punched a producer.
Jimmy, you can't allow that. You can't allow that.
Oh, no, I can't allow that. What?
What did Richard and Greg, what did you have?
What, Rob? You're on, I mean...
Jimmy, please. What do you get, guys?
Thanks, Rob, and thanks for having us on.
This is some bullshit now.
What did you go for?
Well, Rob, we said two dogs.
Yeah.
The first one had a substance issue and was passive-aggressive.
It's great. It's a really funny answer, but I can't give you a point for it. Joe and Rob, what did you have? Joe?
We had... That dog was scared of heights.
Just check with Jimmy. Was that the right answer?
Yeah, it was, but you don't get any points, because fuck you, dude.
Wait, hold on, but that can't be the right answer. Because the dog did it the first time. What, suddenly scared of heights?
No, they used two dogs in the performance. So one dog did 90% of the performance, and then the last trick, which was walking on the high wire, they used the stunt dog because the original dog was scared of heights.
I haven't been able to concentrate since you did that whole fuck you dude thing. Well, it genuinely turned me on, Jimmy. Just to see... You're always such a genial host, normally, but to see you get all street into slam Brydon down like that... God.
He
made me question everything it did. Fuck you, dude.
OK, so scared of heights is the right answer. You get a point there.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy.
No problem. Happy to help. On to our next answer. I asked you what controversial topic This Morning covered to land themselves in hot water. What did you think?
It was a bondage thing. It was prompted by the success of 50 Shades of Grey, the film adaptation of the book.
Excellent answer. Richard, Greg, do you get this?
We did, yeah. I saw it. It was repulsive.
Claudia, David, did you get this?
Yes.
David knew it.
Yes.
Bondage, not James Bondage. Nice joke.
Nice humour.
Nice joke.
I'll put some exclamation marks around it to make it clear that it's meant in jest.
Let's have a look at Philip and Christine struggling with the ins and outs of bondage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello. We have two bejewelled nipple clamps.
Ah, that's what they were.
Nice
I just
little
wonder how you're going to
decoration.
feel how much
Give it a
grip
go,
there is
so-
on those. Because for reasons of decency, obviously, we don't have a VT for this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we do have your ears, which is fantastic. Oh my God!
Ah, there's a proper grip on those.
I'll try it, Lynn. You can get these.
What's interesting, though, is that the woman that had clearly brought in all this bondage gear seemed the most scandalised. Using a nipple clamp for the purpose for which it was manufactured.
I tried bondage once. Have you tried it?
No.
Oh, when I was at university, I tied this bloke to his bed. Then I went home for the weekend. It was lovely.
OK, and finally, 21-year-old history student Kamel Shah caused uproar among fans of University Challenge. Why?
He was wearing a leather vest.
Greg, Richard?
A life jacket on top of double denim.
Was our first guess.
And then teamed it with a leather vest.
OK, and you've gone for...?
It was, yeah, he wore a leather vest and nothing else on his top.
Let's take a look. There he is, University Challenge in a leather vest. It's kind of not brilliant until you see him next to the guy. Look at that.
You don't know what Smith's wearing on the bottom half.
OK, points all round?
Did you get it? Did you get points?
Yeah, they got
vest.
leather vest.
After the double denim? Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. I can't see, that's the problem. Why they would seat the host here is a mystery.
Let's carry on. You got it right. OK. Now it's time for a special bonus round about films. I'm going to show you pictures from 3 of the biggest movies this year. They've all been subtly improved. All I want you to do is tell me what the films are. Here is your first one. Now let's have a look at the next one. There you go. Not sure why David would be doing that to me, but I'm telling him no.
Is it?
No, I've no idea.
OK, and then the next one.
Oh, that's me. Good Lord. That's quite upsetting, isn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Let's get some answers. What did you put? First one?
The Martian.
OK, what did you put?
The Martian. But we also put cod liver oil capsule, the movie, because we thought you looked like one.
What did you put?
The Martian.
And then you put Trainwreck.
Yeah.
Trainwreck.
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 And then Claudia, David?
We didn't know this one, so I sort of guessed Hunger Games thing. But now I can see their answer, and I think they're right and we're wrong.
What did you go for?
I can't read.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road, Jimmy.
It's like an address, isn't it? Mad Max Fury Road, Hastings.
Well, let's have a look and see, shall we? Yes. The Martian there. Trainwreck. And, of course, Mad Max Fury Road. OK, so Rob and Joe get points, Richard, Greg get points, Claudia and David get less points.
Fewer points.
Fewer points, yes. Fewer points. Hey, Jimmy. This hosting thing, not as easy as it looks, is it?
OK, let's take a look at the scores. So Rob and Joe have 17, Richard and Greg have 16, Claudia and David have 15.
Oh, fuck!
Welcome back to the big fat quiz of the year. Now, this round is all about what was happening online this year.
I was gone 2 minutes.
Sorry. I just thought I wasn't sure you were coming back. I'm sorry.
Really? Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This round's all about what happened this year online. On October 21st, the online world celebrated the day Marty McFly and Doc Brown travelled back to the future. It's a great film if you're a fan of movies where mothers try to have sex with their sons. You ready for some big fat questions? Of course you are.
Yes.
OK. For our first question, it's over to Hollywood royalty Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, as you know, we are huge sex symbols.
Huge.
This year, a new phrase became popularized, replacing the old faithful, "Do you want to come back to mine for coffee?"
No, thank you.
But what was the phrase?
We've answered all the questions. Now.
We thought we'd do an experiment, see if we can answer all the questions before we hear them.
You're not Darren Brown. What are you...
Well, let's see. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure you're not, but OK, let's see. Next up, why was hashtag Left Shark trending after this year's Super Bowl?
Oh!
That didn't match up.
I'm not sure that that's clear.
Badly.
No, I'm not sure it is either.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but we've discussed it.
For our next question, it's over to musical maestro Josh Groban.
Hey, Jimmy. Now, I love coming to the UK, and I have some incredible memories of some very weird things here. And you and I are both, I think, obsessed with very strange things. Now, this year there was an unbelievable picture of a weasel that was taken by an amateur photographer in Essex. What was the weasel doing?
Yeah, that's hard. Can you delete?
Oh, I don't. Let's not get into specifics.
All right, OK, let's...
Next up, Shabani, an 18-year-old gorilla from Japan, became an internet sensation this year. What I want to know is, what was so special about him?
How do you spell the name?
S-H-A-B-A-N-I.
I was thinking of another one.
Our mystical guesses are just proving to be hit after hit. It's incredible. I only did it as a cheap joke, but it seems like we've got it.
You got that magic?
Yeah.
All right, final question. Kylie Jenner inspired an online beauty craze this year that involved bottles, shot glasses, and these things. OK, and these.
What?
Is there any food in it?
No.
Is it like
You
that
do know-
ping-pong ball
I think I
thing
know.
they do in Thailand?
It is not, but I saw that in Thailand.
Were you entertained?
Oh, well, I beat her. She had a hell of a serve, but really no backhand. All right, so time for some answers. First up, Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg asked you what phrase is now used to mean come over to mine for sexy times.
James Joyce.
That was your...
I thought the question would be, who wrote Finnegan's Wake?
Well, you would have been right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, what's your other answer?
Get involved structurally.
So you would say to a lady in a bar...
Let's get involved structurally.
That, can I just say, that would totally work for me. I can't now even look at them.
Did you get this, Rob?
We
Joe?
put Netflix and chill.
OK, Claudia, Dave?
That is also what we have written down.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's the right answer.
Yeah.
You would say, what are we going to do tonight? Just, you know, Netflix and chill.
Within the last 7 days, my friend of 20 years, Gavin, has invited me round to watch Netflix.
Yeah.
He's a father of 3, and I'm godfather to one of his daughters, but he was saying, do you want to come round to my house and I'll fuck you?
Is that what you're saying?
Did he say chill?
No, he didn't mention
I mean,
chill.
chill, I think
So presumably, it's not even going to be a relaxing fuck.
I think Netflix on its own is just House of
It's
Cards.
just
It's fine.
It's the and chill,
The chill.
that turns it, that removes the televisual aspect and introduces sexual intercourse.
But chill, that's not how... Well, it's not how I do it. Chill means let's have some noodles.
Yeah. After I've been pounded by a friend of 20 years.
Yeah.
I liked it in the old days when people used euphemisms that were a bit gentler, like they said, you know, so I met this guy once, he said, do you want to stay for breakfast, you know? And I went, oh, fuck it, let's have it now. And that was wrong, apparently.
And we're back to James Joyce, who was always playing with language. So...
No points for Richard and Greg.
Thank you.
No points for you, and points for you two for Netflix and chill. Well... OK, next I asked you why hashtag Left Shark was trending this year after the Super Bowl. Did you get it?
Yep.
There was an act, I think it was Katy Perry, and maybe a rapper, and they had dancers dressed as sharks, and one of them danced badly.
Yeah, we've got a little
Katy Perry, backing dancers, shark, out of time, with a fin.
Very complete answer. Richard, Greg, what did you put in your Darren Brown column?
In the mystical column, we produced a longsword from his anus. I take it we won't be getting a point.
Nod for that. What did you put on the other side?
Katy Perry dropped a ton of offal on stage.
Dropped a ton of offal. Is that like a...
No, that is literally... That's what it means. Stop looking for a euphemism. Maybe not a ton, maybe
do you
like
want to come round
five.
do you want to come round to my flat later and drop a ton of offal on me?
Let's take a look at a grown man dressed as a shark dancing out of time in front of 118 million people.
How do we know that it's not the right one that's getting it wrong?
Yes, the right one might have been adding lots of extra showy moves.
There are only 2 sharks, as far as I'm aware.
Well, let me just ask, David, how did you get the job? So points for Rob and Joe, and Claudia and David. No points for Richard and Greg. Josh asked you what the weasel was doing in the extraordinary photograph taken in Essex. What did you think?
Flying on woodpecker.
OK, what did you go for, Claudia, David?
We put riding a bird.
OK.
It was like almost like piggyback. Like, ois.
Piggyback.
Those are the right answers, but what did you go for?
Saying, you fat shit.
Right, and then your other answer is?
Riding a woodpecker.
Well, you all definitely get a point. You may get 2 points because it looks as if he might actually be saying that. Take a look. He's definitely whispering something in his ear.
Perhaps the Weaslers misunderstood an offer to come round for Netflix and chill.
Points all round there.
Woohoo!
OK. Next up, I asked you what was special about Shabani, the gorilla from Japan.
This is a gorilla in Japan, in a zoo, and people noticed it was quite attractive. And they started taking photos of it, and it became what they call an internet sensation. It went viral.
Richard, Greg, what did you put?
Well, again, interesting how the mystical column can throw up results.
That sounds filthy.
Our answer was the gift of compassion.
OK, and what was your other answer?
Ian Brown impersonator.
Claudia, David?
Handsome, full stop, very full stop.
Well, let's take a look at the little fella, shall we? There he is. I mean, that is a handsome monkey. Let's take another shot. Sure, why not?
Totally hot.
And then this one, devastating.
He really is,
How you
isn't he?
doing?
He really is genuinely very good-looking.
Yeah, it's a great-looking ape. And he became an internet sensation in
He
Japan
just
with everyone
looks
calling
like
him
any
Hot
other
Guy.
ape to
No, but
me.
I don't
What
think
do
he
you
does,
think?
Joe.
No,
I think
he's
there's
super
something
handsome.
about him.
I don't think it's what he looks like. I think it's the confidence.
It's,
You know what I mean? It's the way he's...
Give it its compassion.
Do you think it's compassion?
No, I think it's
compassion.
arrogance. It's a
I
touch of
think-
arrogance with a fuzzy back, which I love.
Finally, I asked you what online craze was inspired by Kylie Jenner that involved bottles, shot glasses, and these.
Lip plumping.
And what did you put, Greg, Richard?
We
What did you write? Sorry?
we put bad dong.
Why did you write bad
which
dog?
column did you put bad dog?
It's in the mystical column. I haven't used the word dong since I was 13. I'm so delighted to use it again on national television.
And then we put giant red face.
Giant red face? Well, you're pretty close. Claudia, David?
Full mouth.
Full mouth. As in, you know,
Why are you
full...
frowning?
As in plump lips rather than you've got loads of pie in your mouth.
Yes, I think, yeah, full mouth. That can often be caused by a bad dong. OK, so these things were indeed used to for lip plumping. No point for Richard and Greg. Points to Claudia and David and Joe and Rob.
How do I do it? Do you want to have a go?
As far as I know, I think your top lip goes in that one. I'm not really sure. I think you do that.
And then what?
I don't know. You stick it on your face and then you can kind of pump it up and then you've got to leave it on there 30 seconds, I think, apparently.
You certainly... Your mouth does look different. Immediately.
You look like that gorilla.
Bad dong.
Oh, God, ow!
Did it hurt?
Yeah, it sort of bit me.
Can I ask you, how's the grip?
Well, it's not great. And I wonder whether my beard... This must be a problem a lot of women have. That my beard is preventing the suction from forming.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's really hard.
How's that?
Yeah, gorgeous.
Really attractive.
So some people tried it with shot glasses, which is very dangerous. Don't do that at home. Take a look.
Oh, my God.
That's some bad dong right there.
OK, now it's time for the part of the show where I introduce a mystery guest. All you have to do is guess who they are and how they made the news this year. Ladies and gentlemen, our mystery guest. Very nice to see you. OK, they're only going to ask yes or no questions.
Are you tonight's mystery guest?
Yes.
Very well answered.
Do you work in entertainment?
No.
Politics?
No.
Fashion?
Not work in it, but it's connected to.
Yes.
We could give a yes for that.
Connected to fashion.
Yeah.
Did you invent a new item of clothing?
No.
Do you like kung fu movies?
Yes.
Greg, this is not an internet date.
Did you?
Did you invent a craze?
A craze happened because of you. I mean, I think you did invent a craze.
Were you personally involved with the craze?
Yes.
Ronnie and Reggie?
Is the craze to do with an item of clothing?
Yes.
Right, let's find out
Is
what
it
it is.
women's clothing?
Yes.
Dress.
Tenor
Dress, I've got it! Dress!
OK, you've got to all write it down.
What?
Write down what you think it is.
We don't know yet, we've just established...
You just said you've got it. Let's just establish what we know. There was a dress, and this year it became very famous. The most famous dress.
You've blown it, Jimmy.
you?
You've just given the answer away like cheap rice.
We got it.
Yeah.
Famous.
OK, write down what you think it is. No more questions.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yes.
that!
That's you, you clever creature.
OK.
Let's go to Rob and Joe first. What did you get?
We've got insert correct answer.
Can we just look at your faces as Richard and Greg tell you what the answer is?
A blue, blacky, gold dress. Optical
blue and
illusion
black?
thing.
Or
Is
is
it
it white
one
and
or...
gold?
Well, tell them who you are and what happened.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Bleasdale,
Hiya.
and I took the picture of that blue and black dress.
We've got the dress here, but if you look at it on the screen, are you looking on the screen?
Yeah.
So look at the screen. What colour do you see?
On the screen, it's gold and white, or taupe and
OK,
white.
so Rob Wright is wrong.
On the screen.
On the screen.
Are you seeing it? So who's seeing it? Who's seeing? Rob, are you seeing?
I'm looking at another photograph of it on the screen. Not you holding it there, but somebody... And it's gold
That is
and
white
white.
and gold.
Does that look white and gold to you?
Yes, it
Yes.
does to
That
me
looks
as well.
blue and black.
What does
to
that
me.
look like to you? What's that
To
look
me.
like
I mean, to be honest, this is the whole
colour?
thing about
Green
this.
and red.
Host, are we all seeing the same thing on the
Did you
screen?
just call me host?
Yes. With a sense of incredulity as well. Are we seeing the same picture on our screen?
Yes, you are.
Can I come and have a look at David?
Yeah.
Their screen. You don't believe the screen is
No, I
real.
don't.
Claudia and
I think they're
are both-
looking at different ones.
Are both
This is some
literally
kind of
looking at the
bullshit.
same screen, and she says it's
That is white and
white
gold.
and gold. I say it's blue.
But this...
You say that's blue and black?
That can't be blue.
That's what, serious?
Yes, honestly.
That's not blue.
God. I mean,
I tell you what, Rob, pop in my brain and have a look.
Is it serious?
That is
No,
white and gold.
honestly, that looks blue and
This
black
is
to me.
incredible. Well, my respect for you has gone out of the window.
That's white
You've
and
still
gold.
got it.
Gold, yeah.
You seeing everyone sees that as white and gold apart from me.
No, I've never seen white and gold.
This is light
Yeah.
blue
Can I have
with
one
a
of your
kind of
sweets?
burnished gold.
Joe, you can't just come
Shall
over
I
and nick
tell
sweets.
you? Shall I tell you?
No,
Yeah,
fair enough,
go,
maybe you can.
Yes, go on.
What happened was, I went out to look for this outfit. I went into a store. I took 3 photographs, sent them to my daughter in Scotland, and I said, what do you think? I like the 3rd one. And she said, oh, the white and gold one. I said, no, it's blue and black. And she said, Mum, that photograph you've sent me is white and gold. And from there, she shared it with her friends on Facebook.
What's the science behind it? Have we worked out why it is that we're seeing it differently?
Yes, it's written on the card, and goes on a bit. Let's leave it. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Let's see what that's done to the scores. So Richard and Greg have 18 points. Claudia and David have 21, but in the lead, Rob and Joe with 22 points. 1 minute slip into something more comfortable. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the year. The next round is all about the sporting highlights of 2015. Wayne Rooney broke Bobby Charlton's record to become England's all-time top goal scorer with an incredible 50 goals. Wayne will be delighted just as soon as someone can explain to him how many 50 is. There were arrests after allegations of corruption at FIFA. Suspicions were raised when FIFA awarded the World Cup to Qatar, a country so unsuited to hosting a football tournament, it's like holding Miss World in Islamic State.
I think I should point out that it's not Qatar It's Qatar. Qatar is a build-up of mucus and phlegm. And nobody would want a World Cup there. Qatar. Qatar Airways. Qatar.
All right, I'll do the gag again.
No, don't do it again.
Why not? Why wouldn't I do it again?
Because then I won't have my joke about the pronunciation.
OK. First up, Usain Bolt had another brilliant year, winning 3 golds at the World Athletics Championships in Beijing. But whilst he was celebrating winning the 200 metres, what unfortunate incident occurred? Next question. Controversial boxer Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko in order to become heavyweight champion of the world. What did he sing to his wife straight after the fight in front of 50,000 people?
Was it I'm getting married to Katie Hopkins?
If only.
I'd love that to happen.
Can you repeat the question, please, and go on to say the answer?
Next up, 7-year-old baseball fan Ethan Hall, there he is, made the news this year after his rendition of the Australian national anthem didn't go entirely according to plan. What disrupted his performance? So he was singing the Australian national anthem. It didn't go brilliantly, I've got to be honest with you. Next up, it's over to pop sensation Ollie Murs.
Hello, Jimmy. As you know, I'm a huge football fan, as is David Cameron, apparently. But what did he get wrong during a speech in Croydon that left football fans rather confused?
I think he's super cute. Edible.
What, Ollie Murs or David Cameron?
Ollie Murs.
We're all edible.
We're...
Aren't we? I mean, we're basically meat.
Yeah.
You know, if it really came to it in this studio, it may do in about half an hour, you know. We turn on each other. I think you'll find we're all edible.
Can I vote we kill Greg and eat him? Because there'd be plenty to go round.
Yeah, I second.
It's not a nice meat, it's a fatty meat.
What's this? What meat are we talking about, sorry?
We're discussing who we'd eat first. I mean, it's the ultimate submission, isn't it? There was that guy on the internet wanted to eat someone, that other guy on the internet wanted to be eaten.
Perfect match.
Yeah. They never made a romantic film out of it, though. I don't know why.
And finally, it's time for some Say What You See action. I'm going to show you a series of pictures that spell out a sporting story from the year. What is it?
This is enormous fun, by the way. I could do 50 of these.
Yeah, I
Great
think the
fun.
whole quiz should be this.
Yeah.
It's so
I love
fun.
these.
Yeah.
Right, let's get some answers. OK, I asked you what happened to Usain Bolt while celebrating the 200-metre win at the World Championships. What did you all put?
He collided with a photographer or cameraman who was on one of those things that goes around and you have to alter your weight.
Segway.
A hoverboard type thing. He was on one of those.
What did you put, Claudia, David?
Knocked over by a cameraman on a Segway.
OK, Richard, Greg, I imagine you got this?
He produced a sword from his anus.
You're convinced that's going to come up?
I'm hoping. And then was hit by James Joyce on a Segway.
On a Segway?
Hit by James Joyce on a Segway. I mean, I'm tempted to... Should we take a look? Let's take a look at that moment.
He's a true pro. He checked his camera first.
Did he?
Yeah.
Let's see it again. Let's see if he checks his camera first.
I think he does.
OK. OK, there... Whoa!
Yes,
Yeah.
checks the camera.
But he may have been checking that the camera hadn't fallen on a small child. Which would show him in a very different light, wouldn't it? He's thinking of public safety first.
Well, he's not thinking very hard of public safety, is he?
OK, so points all round there. I asked you what song Tyson Fury sang to his wife straight after winning the title fight.
Shout. Tears for Fears.
OK, Richard, Greg, what answer have you given?
Interesting.
Shout.
Tears for Fears.
Rob, Joe?
Great track from the 90s from Aerosmith, and it's Don't Wanna Miss a Thing. Traffic and Travel next.
The correct answer.
Can I say we also corrected ourselves and put that as the answer? Don't want to miss a thing. All day.
Oh, you only bloody did, didn't you?
Did you?
You had a little bit of fun with Tears and Fears, and then you went straight for the Aerosmith.
We have the fun, we play the game. We have some fun, then we play the game.
I didn't want good times. I didn't have to sing a song.
You didn't have to
shout.
OK. I asked you what disrupted 7-year-old Ethan Hall's rendition of the Australian national anthem. Did you get this?
Yes. He was attacked by Enrique Iglesias' drone. Rogue drone.
I can tell you that is not correct. Claudia, David?
We put hiccups with both of the potential spellings.
We had a bit of a quandary as well as to how to spell it. I went with Joe's advice, meant for hiccups. But look what I did with the S, which is quite sweet. To represent a hiccups.
Yeah.
Oh,
Made it
adorable.
Yeah, P to the power of S.
P to the power of S. Come and have a look, Richard. What do you think?
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice. We've got
If he'd have been in my tutor group, he wouldn't have had a break time free for a year. Wrecked my song, mate. Outrageous.
Ollie Mers wanted to know what David Cameron got wrong during his speech that left football fans confused. What did you put?
David Cameron has always professed to support Aston Villa.
Yes.
And the confusion was the kit, because they have similar kits, and he said West Ham by mistake.
Loves a bit of ham, doesn't he? Claudia, David, did you get this?
Yes.
Yes. It was which team... He forgot which team he supported. He said West Ham. It's Aston Villa.
It's quite sweet, really, isn't it? Because they're the same colour kit, aren't they? It's quite sweet.
It shows how his mind works clearly sort of on colours rather than words. Yeah. It's a bit of a... Bit of a fucking worry, really, isn't it?
Richard, Greg, did you get this?
Yep.
What have you actually written?
He said West Ham, not Aston Villa or Bad Dong. That is the last time that... I can't speak for you, but I won't be saying Bad Dong again in the show.
You're right, you cannot speak for me.
I
can't promise.
Points all round. Finally, I asked you to say what you saw. What did you see?
This was tricky. Great Britain Church Snooker Spoon...
Snooker?
Snooker.
What are you trying to say?
Have you got a problem with that?
Welsh people say snooker. It's well known.
We say tooth instead of tooth. We say snooker.
Say what? Sorry, Rob, a lot of my relatives are Welsh and they don't say snooker.
They don't talk to you, Greg, so you wouldn't know. But no, the actual thing is Great Britain earns... what do we say for that? Davis Cup victory.
Did you get this?
Great Britain earns Davis Cup victory. Yeah. Although, what is that? The second one?
That's a Brit award.
Great
Brit.
Oh, really?
Great Britain.
Great Britain.
Oh, so it's
Davis Cup victory.
we got it wrong then.
Great Britain's Davis Cup victory.
No, we got it.
So Richard and Greg got it absolutely right.
Yes.
Great Britain's Davis Cup victory.
Now is the time to show leadership, Jimmy.
Oh.
Now is the time.
Yeah.
Points all round.
Oh, that's a chance. No, because
I thought you would be making a good decision, but
Yeah,
you made a bad dong.
you've allowed
Let's see how you're all doing. So I can tell you that Richard and Greg have 22, Claudia and David have 25. In the lead, Joe and Rob with 27.
Yay.
Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. This round is all about the famous faces that made the news in 2015. Kim and Kanye had another baby. People mocked them for naming it Saint West. But to be fair, Rose and Fred would have been weirder choices. Donald Trump is running for president. This year, Trump insulted Muslims, Londoners, Mexicans, women and the disabled. The only way it could have caused more offence is if he'd fisted the corpse of Cecil the Lion. Some questions about people, everyone. For our first question, it's over to Katie Price.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, I've been in the tabloids wearing some proper risque outfits in my time, but this year, disgraced peer Lord Saul beat me at my own game. He appeared on the front pages of the tabloids after he was secretly filmed getting up to no good. But what unusual outfit was he pictured wearing?
So, Lord Saul was pictured wearing something on the front of the tabloids. What was it? Oh, there he is there. I mean, it wasn't that. That's not the photo they went with for the cover of the tabloids. Which is a shame, because he looks rather lovely there. OK, next question. Shia LaBeouf has had another incredible year. Here he is, motivating the masses.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. What are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! Stop giving up.
Just do it. Don't give in. Maybe it's difficult and you can't be bothered. Fuck it.
I could see you doing a nice English version of that.
Yeah.
Would you mind? Would you mind doing it?
By all means. Have a pop.
Please do.
Accept failure gracefully.
So the question is, Shia filmed himself doing something for 3 days straight without going to bed. What was it? Next up, what did The Edge, Madonna and Dave Grohl all have in common this year?
Yes.
The Edge, that's Madonna, that's Dave Grohl. They all did something this year. What was it? I think David Mitchell will get this without your help. Thank you very much, Claudia. He really knows what's going on. Next up, we're over to one of the world's finest thespians, Charles Dance, who's reading an extract from a novel of 2015, penned by a much-loved star. What I want to know is, who is the mystery author? Over to you, Charles.
Oh. Eliza and Ezra rolled together into the one giggling snowball of full-figured copulation, screaming and shouting as they playfully bit and pulled at each other in a dangerous and clamorous roller coaster coil of sexually violent rotation, with Eliza's breasts barrel-rolled across Ezra's howling mouth and the pained frenzy of his bulbous salutation extenuating his excitement as it whacked and smacked its way into every muscle of Eliza's body, except for the otherwise central zone.
Are you all ready for some answers? Have you all got something?
Yeah, we're all good to go.
Oh, fabulous. OK. So, Katie Price asked you what disgraced peer Lord Saul was pictured wearing on the front of the tabloids. What did you all put? Let's go with you. Claudia, David, what did you say?
Stocking suspenders.
Bra. Not normal clothes.
Not the regular.
No.
Not a suit.
Rob and Joe, you've gone for?
We said
Pink bra,
although
we went
some
for.
people thought it was blue and black.
OK, let's go to Greg and Richard.
We're going for big points in this round. Let's go with the facts. Orange bra, leather jacket, double denim, miniature ankle bracelets.
Well, I can tell you, Richard and Greg have got it absolutely right. It's an orange bra and leather jacket. Here he is.
Yes.
Wow! What a tool!
So points for Richard and Greg then.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Very well played. Next answer, I asked you what Shia LaBeouf did for 3 days straight. What was it?
He watched all his movies back to back and filmed him watching them, I think, on a live stream.
What did you get, Richard? Greg?
Yeah, watching his own films.
Watching all his films.
You're absolutely right. Points all round. So here he is watching Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Here he is watching Transformers 1. And here's Transformers 2. All right. Next, I asked you what Madonna, The Edge and Dave Grohl had in common this year.
Did a quite nice job here with the answer. Look what I did. Stage to signify the falling. The letters go down and two arrows.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yes, it's nice. It's fun.
OK,
It's fun.
Richard, Greg, what have you got?
We gave two answers. They fell off stage or they were involved in the Hatton Garden heist.
That's nice. That reminds me of what you said earlier. You're playing the game and you're having some fun.
Having some fun.
Yeah.
Bit of fun. We all got that right. Why don't we treat ourselves to a little look at Madonna at the Brits, suffering a dramatic wardrobe malfunction. I mean, fair play, she gets up again like a trooper.
Yeah. What she needs is Velcro.
Velcro.
Yes. The poor woman's got to undo a double knot one-handed.
I think they've all had so much work done that we don't know how old they really are.
She's not old. I mean, she's 57, but she's got the body of a man half that age. Charles Dance was reading a beautiful passage from a novel that came out this year. Who was the author?
Morrissey.
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 What was the name of the book, Richard?
Bad Dong. By Morrissey and Ollie Murs.
Let's go back to Charles to find the answer.
That was an extract taken from List of the Lost by Morrissey. Eliza's breast barrel-rolled across Ezra's howling mouth. Barrel-rolled?
If they barrel rolled, it does suggest they detached. Which would be terrifying, wouldn't it? No matter how much you were in the moment.
Why didn't he just put they had sex? That's what you need for the story.
I think the word count came into play.
Well, you just then have put in another murder. I don't know. But, you know...
Netflix
They had sex and then there was another murder.
And then there was another murder. Who did that? They didn't know yet. Let's go and look for some clues, they said, putting their pants on.
David Mitchell, not the writer. The other one. OK, points all round there for Morrissey. Well, now it's time for a very special guest, this year's winner of the Great British Bake Off. It's Nadia Hussain.
I love you. Hi.
Mince pies, did you...
No.
You didn't bake them?
I'm so busy these days, I just employed Mr. Hollywood to make them for me.
Mr. Hollywood? It's more like Mr. Kipling, if I'm absolutely honest.
He's less busy, so, yeah.
Should we have some mince pies? Yeah, let's give everyone a mince pie. Why not?
I didn't make them, by
Can't
the way.
believe our luck.
So if you have horrible
No other
things
gets
to
free
say, I
gifts.
don't care.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
You're my favourite ever winner.
Oh, thank you.
Can I touch you? Is that weird?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're very excited that you're here, the winner of Bake Off. I mean, come on. Are you baking now? What are you up to now?
Busy. Really
Busy?
busy. I'm writing a book, and
Ooh.
yeah, lots of
David could help you with that. If you get stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Books need short sex scenes and long murders. That's just me.
That's that's a whole new genre of cookbook.
Nobody's ever tried a whodunit recipe book.
Yeah.
It's a very good idea. So there's a book. What's the book going to be called?
I don't actually have a name yet.
Throw the ingredients together, cook the fucker.
OK, you've got a question for us. Go on, what's the question?
So my favourite pastime is, of course, baking. This year, it was revealed the new Labour leader, Jeremy Corbyn, has a rather unusual hobby. But can you tell me what it is?
OK, write down your answers. What is Jeremy Corbyn's unusual hobby? It's pretty outlandish.
I'm going to have another of these for sugar.
We're loving them. OK, so have we all got something down for this?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what do you all put?
His interest is manhole covers, and specifically, he likes to photograph them if he sees them.
OK. Richard, Greg, did you get this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing.
Sorry, the mince pies really seem to have distracted you.
I put years of work into ruining this body. You... Say what you want. Pie, anyone?
Claudia, David, did you get anything?
Yeah.
What did you get?
Yeah. Taking photographs of manhole covers.
Is that the right answer?
It is. Jeremy Corbyn's hobby is taking photos of manhole covers.
It's very close to my hobby, which is taking pictures of manholes. Not all of them.
Men's anuses.
Just such a
do you
weird
get
hobby.
their permission?
OK, let's have a quick look and see what that's done to the scores. So, Richard and Greg have 27. Claudia and David have 29. Rob and Joe are in the lead with 31 as we go into the final part of the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Once again, please give it up for Nadia, the winner of Bake Off. Welcome back to the final part of the Big Fat Quiz. This round is all about the talking points and water cooler moments that define 2015. The Sun newspaper finally dropped page 3. Women on page 3 are now covered up and do the photo shoot in their bra and pants. It looks like every day they're reporting a story about someone forgetting their PE kit. In October, it was reported eating processed meats was as bad as smoking, which is tough on me, as I've had to switch to salami patches and vaping on an e-sausage. Right, let's have some questions. Take a look at these photos of Hollywood heartthrobs Leonardo DiCaprio, Vin Diesel and Chris Pratt. All of them are sporting 2015's must-have male physique. What was it called?
Oh. Oh, yes.
Should be easy. Just look down, Greg. By any chance, Richard and Greg, have you written bad dong?
I just said to Richard in the last break, I just said, I actually think I've gone through it now and I don't find bad dong funny anymore. but I still do find it.
Now, take a look at this footage of Australian politician Barnaby Joyce. My question is simple. What on earth is he talking about?
Start letting movie stars, even though they've been the sexiest man alive twice, to come into our nation, then why don't we just break the laws for everybody? It's time that Pistol and Boo buggered off back to the United States.
OK, that was Barnaby Joyce, still clearly upset about missing out on the Sexiest Man Alive title twice. What on earth was he talking about?
We know.
Yes!
For our next question, it's over to the culinary wizard Heston Blumenthal.
Hello, Jimmy. Now, as you know, I'm not the world's greatest shopper. So when I do go shopping, I'm always on the lookout for unusual ingredients. But what new law described by the media as being potentially chaotic could be avoided by purchasing a live fish, an axe, or a handful of loose seeds?
Tax could be avoided by purchasing what?
There was a tax, and you could avoid it if you purchased a live fish, an axe, or a handful of loose seeds.
Oh, you are right. Yes, yeah, you've got it.
Move on.
Fine.
And finally, a law passed in 1835 that banned willfully leading or driving any horse, ass, sheep, mule, swine, cattle or carriage of any description or any truck or sled on a footpath led to banning what popular fad this year? Banning fads.
Banning fads.
There's a grown man with a mortgage there. Bad dog.
This could be the first
Grown man, literally a grown man.
Yeah, it's over.
I've not said a word. I've not said bad dog.
No, but I
This joke has got legs like you would not believe. This is like a millipede, this joke. It's all legs.
I genuinely feel like I'm going to go insane. OK.
All right, so I showed you these pictures of Hollywood heartthrobs. Leonardo DiCaprio, Vin Diesel and Chris Pratt sporting the physique of the year. What was it called? I'm going to go to you, Greg Davies. What did you write, Greg?
We thought... Well, it's dad bod, but we did an anagram of it first.
Bad dog. It's a bad dog look. As you can see, they all...
Bad dog, dad bod.
They've all got a bad dong situation here.
They've got dad bods, but they've probably got bad dongs.
Well, what did you put, Joe, Rob?
Yeah, dad bod.
Dad bod.
OK, and Claudia,
Yeah.
David?
Dad bod.
Well, I can tell you the answer was bad dong. Bad dong. That was, of course, Points all round, dad bod. OK, next I showed you some footage of an Australian MP. What on earth was he talking about?
Johnny Depp's puppies.
Johnny Depp's dogs.
But let's go to Greg Davies, who's going to tell us what he wrote.
Well, I wrote the second half of this. I wrote Johnny Depp's dogs.
That's not your handwriting.
What was he talking about there?
Jeremy Clarkson's bad dong.
Johnny Depp's dogs is our answer.
OK, let's find out.
The next issue, which is a gentleman by the name of John Christopher Depp, 51 years old, otherwise a.k.a. Jack Sparrow. And he's decided to bring to our nation 2 dogs without actually getting the proper certification and the proper permits required.
So the answer was yes, Johnny Depp's dogs. Pistol and Boo, who'd been smuggled into Australia illegally. For our next question, Heston wanted to know what tax could be avoided by buying a live fish, an axe or a handful of loose seeds. We go straight to Richard, Ayoade and Greg. Greg?
It was the 5p bag charge.
Otherwise known as the bad dong tax.
Bad dong tax. 5p. It's the bag charge, Jimmy. 5 pence.
But if you buy seeds or an axe or fresh fish, you get a bag.
You get a bag for free. Rob, Joe?
Carrier bag tax.
You're all absolutely right. It was the 5p charge for carrier bags. OK, next I asked you what popular fad was banned this year after a law from 1835 was invoked. What did you think it was?
It was the Segway. Segway or Swegway. You're not allowed to ride them in public places.
The Swegway is absolutely right. Did you get...
Segway/hoverboard.
OK, and Richard and Greg, did you get it?
No, we got Netflix and chill, bad donging. So sorry to everybody involved in the last part of this show.
I regret nothing.
OK, so points there for Rob and Joe, points there for Claudia and David, and no points for the Netflix and chill bad donging. Let's take a look at the scores. I can tell you that Richard Ayoade and Greg Davies have 30 points, Claudia Winkleman, David Mitchell have 33, Rob and Joe have 35. Final thing we have, the big fat question. I'm looking for 3 things. There's a point for each, and if you get all 3, I'll give you a bonus 5 points.
No, so we're still in the game despite being so profoundly shit all the way through.
So what I want to know is the highest grossing film in the UK this year, and because Star Wars has only just come out and it's clearly going to be massive, we're not counting Star Wars.
OK.
So not Star Wars, biggest film in the UK this year.
Got it.
OK? All right, write it down.
Tick.
Next question. The biggest selling album of the year. Couldn't be easier. It's huge. Biggest selling album of the year. Even David Mitchell will get this.
Already?
I don't know.
And finally, the most watched TV show this year. Most watched TV show.
Oh.
I'm going with Richard's suggestion. Bang.
I'm so nervous I could be sick.
First off, the highest grossing film of the year. Rob, Joe, what did you put?
Is it Spectre?
What did you go for, Richard, Greg?
Spectre.
What did you go for, Claudia and David?
Spectre.
I can tell you, you're all right. That's the highest grossing movie of the year.
Great.
Well done. The biggest album of the year, by some margin, I would add. Rob and Joe?
25 by Adele.
What did you put, Richard, Greg?
I wanted to say 25 by Adele, but unfortunately we had a little bit of bad dong, and we've gone for Double X by Ed Sheeran.
Because I feel that the Adele album came out quite recently.
What did you go for?
Taylor Swift, 1989.
We actually crossed
even
out Adele
close.
25.
Adele 25 was the best-selling album. Most watched TV show of the year. What did you go for, Richard and Greg?
Downton Abbey.
Rob, Joe, what did you put?
The Great British Bake Off.
OK, Claudia, David, what did you go for?
Bake Off.
I can tell you the Great British Bake Off was the most watched TV show this year. 14 million viewers. So you get 2 points, Claudia, David. Richard and Greg, you get 1 point. And Rob and Joe, you get 3 points, plus 5, because you got them all right.
Oh.
That is your lot. Time to add up your scores. Here's how the teams did. Richard and Greg are in 3rd place with 31. Claudia and David have 35.
Rob and Joe are the winners with 43 points.
Hello and welcome to a very special Big Fat Quiz in which we look back at the sights, sounds, people and places of the noughties, or as I still insist on calling them, the oohs. The noughties was a terrible nickname to give a decade, as I was just saying the other day to my mates Fart Monster and Dick Splash. Now, millions of you auditioned to be on tonight's Big Fat Quiz, and after 2 rounds of eliminations and a gruelling month at boot camp, let's meet our 6 finalists. First up, he was born and raised on the mean streets of Glasgow, and now he can never go back because he's been seen sitting with Alan Carr. It's Kevin Bridges and Alan Carr. Next up, putting the soul into Northern Soul, it's Sarah Millican, and taking the chic out of Geek Chic, it's David Mitchell. And finally, if you were trying to put together the ultimate pub quiz dream team, then these two would be literally the last people you'd call. It's Noel Fielding and Richard Ayoade. Have you got team names, Alan, Kevin?
We're going to go for Big Gay Al and his big Scottish pal.
He came up with that by himself, yeah. I didn't even have a say in that.
We did spend a couple of attempts trying to get Bridges and Carls on Bridges puns.
Yeah, yeah, but they were shit.
Back to...
You don't want to see the car coming across the bridges, do you? That's where they were going with it.
No, it wasn't.
Well, that's where I was going. Sarah, David, have you got a team name?
We'd like to be called Team 3, please.
That could not be any less convenient.
You could be Team 1, or people could imagine a brilliant Team 1 that can't be televised for legal reasons.
Some department stores start at ground floor, some of them start at 1, and it really messes you up, so that's what we're doing to you.
Wow. Richard and Noel, have you got a team name?
The Indoor Kites.
Imagine how indoor kites work as well. I mean, what propels them? I imagine it's jealousy. Or rage.
Or just hot shame.
Hot shame.
Hot shame's another
Maybe,
good name
what
for a
about
band.
Hot shame?
Can we be hot shame?
Hot shame.
Hot shame.
And the Indoor Kites.
OK, where were you at the beginning of this decade? Kevin, what were you doing?
I was at a street party. I was 13. I think I got my first can of beer.
I can't believe how young. You were 13 in the year 2000. You've lived through this. This is all your formative
13.
years, is this decade.
It's been a tough decade.
Alan, what were you doing?
Oh, I was working in a call centre. Barclay card lost and stolen. Still got it.
Sarah, where were you in the year 2000?
I was in the middle of a loveless marriage. Woohoo! But I didn't know. I mean, I knew I was married. I'd been duped.
David, where were you in the year 2000?
I think I was an unsuccessful comedian.
You weren't the other half of this loveless marriage, were you? This is the worst bookings disaster we've ever had. Richard, any idea where you were?
I was at home.
For the whole year?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was. I actually recorded an entire series of Friends and edited out all the adverts. Manually. That's VCR. And that's pausing, waiting, unpausing. And that saves on the DVD purchase. So, that's what I did.
Well, good news, Sarah. We found something more depressing than your answer. It's a bit of luck there. What were the chances? No, where were you at the turn of the century?
I've no idea, Jimmy. I don't know where I was this morning, so I'm not going to remember where I was.
Right, let's get to it. The first round is all about news headlines, so let's remind ourselves what happened. The noughties was the decade when we lost faith in MPs. The expenses scandal hit. Some MPs claimed they were being victimised. God, they'd claim for anything, mightn't they? Jackie Smith's husband spent taxpayers' money on porno movies. He tried to cover up what he'd been doing by putting a cushion over his lap. Using taxpayers' money for porn, terrible. I'd be livid if I paid a bit more tax. The credit crunch threw the future of the euro into doubt. In Spain, they were so racked with anxiety, many people could barely get off to sleep in the afternoon. Of course, it wouldn't be a quiz without questions, right? Eyes down, here's your first round. The naughties started with an audacious heist at the newly opened Millennium Dome. What were they trying to steal? It was properly like a James Bond-style heist.
We write this down now, isn't it?
This is the quiz.
The talking is over. The exam has begun.
Someone audacious.
Was it audacious?
No, there wasn't someone audacious. It was an audacious heist.
The heist was audacious. Thank you, Jimmy.
Can a totally unaudacious person do an audacious heist?
Oh, he's dropped
Sort
a
of going,
logic
This
bomb.
is so out of character for me.
Our next question comes from a very special guest, the star of one of the biggest shows of the decade. It's Greg Wallace, everyone. Greg Wallace.
Hello, Jimmy. Now, you know how much I love foreign cuisine, but I was so angry when the American House of Representatives changed the name of French fries. They did it because the French protested against the war in Iraq in 2003. But what did they change the name to?
I love him.
What is not to love?
Yeah, he's a greengrocer, isn't he?
Is it one of the responsibilities of the House of Representatives in America to name all the foods? I didn't realise that was their system. Because that must take up a lot of their time, legislatively speaking. Sort of go, we've got to think of a name for all these vegetables and sauces and dips. There's the Republicans want to call apples bastards. The Democrats have to fight that to stop that.
I think I'd want to call apples bastards.
Yeah, it's an excellent
I really
policy.
like them. Just a toffee bastard. To ask for a toffee bastard at a fairground would make me very, very happy indeed.
A toffee bastard is a much better name for a toffee apple, because they sort of are bastards.
Well, yeah, because you get round the nice bit and then it just goes to shit in the middle.
OK. From July 2007, what could you only do in a few select places, including bus shelters, prison cells and designated rooms on oil rigs? Have you got something?
Yeah, we
All
do.
right, all right.
Sort of.
Now, it wouldn't be a big fat
Everyone's
quiz without
got
the
something.
amazingly talented children of Mitchellbrook Primary School in Neasden and their unconventional school plays. They've acted out one of the biggest news stories of the noughties for us. Have a look and write down what you think the story is.
Welcome back to my show about questions. This is your last question for lots of monies. What is your final answer? Let me think. A. I mean B. C. I think it's C. That's the right answer. Yay! Congratulations, here's your money. Wait a minute. That man was helping him. Oh, no! Give me that back. You're a naughty cheater. Come with us.
A remarkable play there. So what I need to do is, what's the story? And I need the name of the protagonist.
What the hell have you written there? Hieroglyphics. I can't even see what it is.
Kevin is slightly blown away by the technology. OK, final question in this first round. America was devastated by 9/11, but what did President George W. Bush continue to read after being informed of the attacks?
It's a hungry cat.
It's a big fat quiz, so we go straight to the answers. Does everyone got everything? The problem children, Richard and Noel?
Hey, now, come on, don't be hostile.
Have you got 5 answers?
Yeah, it's a real shame. Why? Why, Jimmy? Why?
We're taking it serious this time.
OK, as long as you're...
Got my serious hat on.
Such a shame.
OK, I asked you what a gang of thieves tried to steal from the newly opened Millennium Dome. What did you put? Kevin?
Let him take the fall for that. They've stolen the actual dome.
Well, that would certainly be audacious.
Have you seen it since?
Richard and Noel, what did you get for this?
The concept of audacity.
I didn't agree with that, so I'd wrote Aswad.
Yeah.
You know, the reggae band.
I'm familiar with their work, yes.
We all are. We're not idiots.
He makes a very good point.
We could have written diamonds, but, you know.
David, Sarah.
We did write diamonds, yeah.
Well, I will accept diamonds. They actually tried to steal the Millennium Star Diamond. Have a look at it. Remember that? They tried to steal it. So you got it right. Point to Sarah and David. First one out of the way. Great. OK, Greg Wallace asked you what the US House of Representatives renamed French fries in the run-up to the Iraq War. What did you all put?
Potato ones.
Potato.
I wanted to say potato wangers, but Rich said no.
It's a family show.
It's a family show. It's a family quiz, Jimmy.
I was going to say chips. That's what I called fries during the Iraq War.
You knew this one. What did you go for, Alan?
Freedom fries.
Sarah, David, you...
We've got freedom fries as well. Did they change everything? Did they change, like, fillet of fish?
But it's O fish, so it's sort of a bit French and a bit Irish.
Yeah, fillet of fish.
And the Irish...
It's fusion cuisine, isn't it?
No, it was the most fruitile political gesture.
It's fruitile.
Kevin Allen, you got that right. Sarah, David, you got that right. 2 points there, no point for potato wands. What could you only do in bus shelters, prison cells and designated rooms on oil rigs from July 2007 onwards? Did you all get this?
Eventually. Well, it's when you said the bus shelters, I thought it must be fuck then. But then David corrected me that you're not supposed to fuck in bus shelters. So we changed it to smoke.
You got this, Alan, Kevin?
Well, I remember, because every one of my mates used to smoke, 'cause I would always just be sat in the pub myself and they're outside. So I was on the gum and the patches trying to start smoking after the smoking ban.
Richard and Noel, what did you think people wouldn't be able to do
Kung
after...
Fu. And you can't anymore. They ruin everything, don't they?
That's PC gone mad, isn't it?
It is.
OK, the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School performed one of their school plays. What news story did you think it was about? David and Sarah, what have you got?
We've got the coffin major, but then you asked for the name of the protagonist, so we wrote Chris Tarrant.
I think I'm going to have to give you points for that. That's the guy cheating on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Major Charles Ingram.
Kevin decided to write just the lower half of the sentence.
It's supposed to say coughing cheat, but I don't know where I lost it there. I think after the G.
I think the C, love.
Richard and Noel, what did you go for there?
This is... go for it.
The Manchurian Candidate. There's a scene towards the start, which is... It's like a flashback.
Towards the start?
Yeah.
Not towards the end?
No.
Towards the start.
Well, it's a flashback structure.
Right.
So, is it the start, is it the end? One of the questions I posed.
And the guy in the audience who was coughing, his name was Tequin, and I thought, if you're going to get somebody on your team that potentially knows everything, it's a guy called Tequin.
Every time you laugh, I can't believe that's your laugh.
It sounds like a goose being interfered with.
Do you remember when you first laughed, and did it frighten you?
It did freak me out a little bit. It was a weird... because people looked at me in a weird way when I laughed.
Did you think for about 2 years it's someone else laughing? Then you saw a mirror and went, oh, shit, that's me.
Finally, I asked you what George W. Bush was reading on 9/11. What have you put?
No, we'll go
for 50 Shades of Grey. He was feeling a bit horny, and then he heard the news, but he just kept on going.
Sarah and David, you went with?
The Hungry Caterpillar, because he's learning to read. And that's the one we all start off on.
And Richard and Noel, you went with?
Super Ted.
I can tell you, you're all wrong there. He was reading to a group of children, and he was reading a book called The Pet Goat. He was informed what happened, and he continued to read.
I think we should get a point because it was a children's book.
I think we should get a point as well because the little goat's well horny. It gets me off. That's a dirty little goat.
At the end of the first round, let's take a look at the scores. Kevin and Alan have 3 points. Sarah and David have 4 points. Richard and Noel have no points so far. So far. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Noughties. This round is all about music, and what a decade it was for music. Sadly, in 2009, Michael Jackson died. R.I.P.do. There was a lot of violence in and around the UK garage music scene. I was actually in So Solid Crew for a while until MC Harvey thought I was getting too close to Lisa Mafia, and I was like, what's poppin', rude boy? And he just flipped into flip mode, blazed me, called me a perpetrator. I explained that while she's some nang gash, I was just flossing my clique, spitting my flows, but he wanted to jack me, so I gave him a couple of tumps, still thugging, can't even touch me for real.
Is Nangash a good thing?
Well, Nangash is a very good thing, and Sarah, I would describe you as a lovely piece of Nangash.
Thanks very much.
Oh, Mr. Darcy. OK, we'll kick with some music questions for you now. Garage icon Craig David had a #1 hit in 2000 with 7 Days, in which he described a very busy week in meticulous detail. What was in his schedule that week? I'll give you a clue. He squeezed 4 things into those 7 days.
Was there a rest day?
There was a rest day.
There was a rest
that's
day.
One of the...
Do we need
That's
to
when
write
he chilled,
down?
wasn't it? He chilled.
Well, get that down.
Rest day.
He
chilled.
No, don't say it out loud.
To
There's
everyone
other
that he
people in
chilled
the
on
quiz.
Sunday.
I need to say aloud so I know what the thing is. Took her for a drink on...
You need to sing along.
Nangash on a Wednesday.
And for our next question, we're going over to the Channel 4 newsroom where Jon Snow is reporting on one of the decade's biggest hits. But which song is he talking about? Let's have a look. Over to you, John.
A 43-year-old Jamaican-American man appeared in court today in an attempt to overturn a divorce ruling despite his partner submitting photographic evidence of his infidelity. The pictures show the defendant butt naked with a neighbour banging on the bathroom floor. His ex-wife claims she also witnessed the pair kissing on the sofa before making love on the counter and subsequently in the shower. When pressed, the man said he had forgotten giving the woman an extra key to his apartment and denied that he had been caught red-handed creeping with the girl next door. Back to you, Jimmy.
OK, next, have you all got something for that?
Oh, right, yeah.
OK, so what song was he... Come on, we're expecting you to do well here, Noel. It's a music quiz, come on. It's your specialist area. OK, which chart-topping artist had a TV commercial censored following complaints that it was possible to see both his penis and scrotum?
No.
I think Lady Gaga, Jimmy.
It is not Lady Gaga.
Oh, I thought it was, because she's like half rice, half chips, isn't she?
Which sexuality is rice and which one is chips?
I would say chips is heterosexual and rice is homosexual.
Surely couscous is gay, rice isn't gay. Courgettes are homophobic.
I know, courgettes are just the right size.
What a lovely marketing campaign for courgette. Just the right size. Take it to mean whatever you like.
And our final music question is from none other than hard rockin' Naughty's heartthrobs, McFly.
Hi, Jimmy. McFly here. Now, one of the biggest musical upsets of the decade was caused by Justin Timberlake, who sparked outrage when he exposed Janet Jackson's bejeweled nipple during the Super Bowl in 2004.
But what phrase did Timberlake and Jackson use to describe the mishap?
Jimmy, what was the question? Because I was distracted that clearly wasn't all of McFly.
Sorry, you were distracted that wasn't all of McFly?
No, it wasn't
Are the
all of
others
McFly.
dead?
The other members are not dead.
Well, don't introduce it as McFly then, because it's not. It's half McFly. You know what I mean?
All right, that last question was from half of McFly. Write some answers. I asked for Craig David's schedule. Kevin, take us through your answer.
Met a girl, took her for a drink, made love ×3, and then he rested on the Sabbath day.
What have you got, Sarah and David?
We've got met a girl, took her for a drink, had sex, then morning after pill, then you have to go home for clean pants, and then a nap.
No, Richard, what did you know of his schedule?
Chilled meetings. We didn't do it in order. I mean, because it started, what, Tuesday?
Yeah, no, well,
Okay.
Wednesday through Saturday, but yeah, I'll give you
Wednesday
midweek.
through Saturday, and rehydrated, so that was a drink.
Rehydrated is definitely a drink.
Yeah, and chilled, the meeting, lovemaking, and
chilled.
even...
I think these guys have got a point,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen.
Did he abduct that girl? Because this sounds like hostile.
It does sound a bit like...
He
I mean,
met her. She's missing Wednesday through Saturday.
Tied
His
her up.
last slate, he rests on the Sabbath. Probably to do etchings, runes, whatever he does. This is a very sad story.
You're making this much more Silence of the Lambs.
It is.
The lyric is he met a girl on Monday, took her a drink on Tuesday, made love with her on Wednesday through to Saturday, and then on Sunday they just chilled.
Jimmy, did they find her?
Yeah, but...
wearing the girl from off of the Craig David song?
They did, but he was wearing a skin as a tracksuit.
Jon Snow reported on one of the decade's biggest hits. What did you think it was? David, what did you put?
Sarah, help me with this answer.
This was Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
Alan, Kevin, any thoughts?
It wasn't me.
I thought it was Mr. Boombastic myself. He overruled.
Shaggy's an amazing actor because he's had a lot of one-hits.
Yeah. Oh, Carolina. Do you remember that one? I just had a flashback of Bogling. Oh, Carolina.
Shall we just hear it again one more time? Let's just have a listen.
Hang on, why don't you check, check this?
what we've
What's
got going on.
Join the facts, people.
It must mean you've got 2 right in a row.
Yeah, that's right.
No, actually...
Let's have a little listen to Shaggy.
But she caught me on the counter. Wasn't me. Saw me banging on the sofa. Wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. Wasn't me. She even caught me on camera.
I asked you which chart-topping artist had his genitals censored. Any thoughts?
Well, but this is a reference to the episode of Points of View, in which Terry Wogan, now Sir Terry Wogan's, I think it's not unfair to say, immense ball sack. It's clearly visible, putting pressure on the crotch of his trousers.
I remember that episode of Points of View. He had his legs open and you could see Sir Terry's junk.
Never felt more respect for the man.
You call it junk? Terry's junk?
Yeah, Terry's junk. What's more respectful to call Sir Terry's cock and balls? Junk.
Terry's chocolate orange.
Yeah, and like if you want to get into a scrotum, you just tap it on a table.
That could be a nasty mix-up. OK, I asked you what chart-topping artist had his genitals censored. Any thoughts? Richard and Noel. You proud of what you've written there?
No.
It definitely wasn't Mark Knopfler.
And it probably wasn't Tina Turner.
Over to Kevin and Alan.
Well, he said Crazy Frog, and I called
Kevin
him
is
Bob.
exactly right. That's the right answer. Do you want to hear it? It's pretty annoying.
Ding 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 dom dom bum dom bam bum dom bum.
Make it stop. McFly asked you how Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson...
McFly asked us.
Sorry, my apologies. Half of McFly...
Thank you.
Just fly.
Fly asked you how Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson described the unexpected appearance of Janet's nipple during the Super Bowl halftime show. What did you put?
I thought it was wardrobe malfunction.
Richard, Noel.
We put respectful, but I think we're going to put respectful tit flash.
Sarah, David?
Magic wardrobe malfunction.
Like Narnia, you know.
In this case, the nipple was Narnia.
Yes, it was a wardrobe malfunction.
The look on his face, he looks horrified. Like, with their family history of plastic surgery, he's probably happy that the tit's not just in his hand.
It didn't look nice, did it, that tit? It was like a pug dog with a nose ring. Was it?
Right, it's the part of the show where I introduce a mystery guest. All you have to do is guess who they are and how they made the news in the noughties. And remember, you can only ask yes or no questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our special guests. Hello, boys. These are our mystery guests. They've very kindly brought their dad along to help. Ask away.
Are you in McFly?
Did you do something on the television?
Not really. Say no.
No.
Oh,
Thanks,
the
Dad.
puppet master there. He's pulling the street. He's right. No, it's a no. It wasn't on television.
On the internet?
Yes.
Was on the internet.
What's on the internet?
Did you create YouTube?
No.
These internet geeks, they get younger and younger.
Did it involve an animal?
No.
Are there things on YouTube that aren't cats, then?
Did it make you happy?
Did it make you happy?
No.
Did it make you ambivalent?
Is this the latest you stayed up this week?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you get hurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, no further questions. Let's write down your answers. OK. Just out of interest, boys, while they're writing something down, if they were at your school, would you hang out with them? Would you play with them?
No. No.
You're very good boys.
Why would we be... We're far too old to be...
Come on, let's have a look and see what you've got, Kevin and Alan. What did you put?
YouTube sensations. What would keep it very vague.
Sarah and David?
Was it like the most viewed YouTube clip ever? I think one of them bit the other one or something like that, I think.
OK, Richard and Noel, what have you got?
YouTube, and then in brackets, attacked by baboons. They're warming to me now. You speak their language.
You think these two were attacked by baboons?
No, I think they attacked some baboons.
Did you boys attack baboons?
No.
You promise? Have you been attacking baboons?
No.
If you have, it's best that you just admit it now.
No.
We'll hear no more about it. Why did you do that to baboons?
I didn't.
Oh. Let's find out who they are.
I'm Harry, and this is my little brother Charlie, who bit my finger.
You are right. So Sarah and David get the point there. But should we relive the clip? Should we have a little look at the clip? This is the most viewed, 450 million views. Have a look.
Charlie. Charlie bit me. Ah! Oh! Ouch! Ouch! Ouch, Charlie! Ow! Charlie! That really hurts!
Charlie and Henry, it's the end of the part now, so I've got to do the scores. Would you mind doing the scores? They're just written on the front. Could you just run around and tell me who's got what?
They've got 7, they've got 8, and they've got 2.
Thank you very much indeed, boys. We'll see you after the break. Thank you very much indeed. Bye. Nice to meet you. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. The next round is all about how we lived our lives in the noughties, the fads and fashions. A trend started in the noughties for wearing charity wristbands to show support for a variety of good causes. Yellow ones for testicular cancer, blue ones for anti-bullying, and 2 metal ones linked by a chain for shoplifting. Facebook was launched in 2004. Before then, it was impossible to know if someone you briefly worked with years ago liked the new Batman film or not. OK, time for some more questions. Here are some members of the public being interviewed for a documentary in 2005. What are they slagging off?
I wouldn't buy it ever. You just couldn't walk around in it because everybody gets labelled who's wearing it.
We're from Sheffield and everybody at home wears it. A bit thug-like, aren't they?
Chavs wear it.
And would you wear it?
Yeah, I'm a chav.
OK, so what were they slagging off?
What that was? It chavs
So what were
wear it.
What were chavs wearing in 2005? What were they slagging off in that documentary? How did this man cause bad breath, nausea and constipation? And for our next question, it's over to Peter Andre.
Hi, Jimmy, it's Peter Andre here. Now, you might not know this, but I do like a bit of highbrow literature, which is why the Da Vinci Code absolutely blew me away. Now, I know you've all read it too, but this question should be easy for you if you know the movie well enough. What was Professor Robert Langdon's profession?
Didn't he say highbrow literature?
Pretty highbrow, yeah.
What, the Da Vinci?
Well, we had the President reading My Pet Goat earlier, so it's all relative. We're very proud of Peter for getting through that book. OK, you all got answers?
Yes.
In 2006, people started posting photos like these. What I want to know is, what caused the damage to their TVs? Rhymes. Dr. Seuss put that one together. In 2006, people started posting photos like these. What caused the damage to their TVs?
The answer's weird.
Time for some answers. What were those people slagging off?
Burberry.
Oh, fuck.
I actually did say that.
He did say that.
Yeah.
He said Burberry and you overruled him and went for...
We went with chainmail in the end.
Not chainmail, chainmail aftershave.
Oh, yeah.
The medieval perfume.
Kevin and Alan, what did you put?
But Burberry, you know, when, what's she called? Daniela Westbrook, and she wore it all. Do you remember that?
What, like this, you mean?
Yes, that's it, yeah.
Wow.
Head to toe in Burberry.
Can you not get tights in it?
That is your question there. Not enough Burberry in that photo for you.
I wonder if you can get septums in Burberry.
I'm getting some Burberry contact lenses.
So that everything will appear Burberry?
Yeah. You did my punchline for me. We are now a double act.
Oh, no. OK. How did this man cause bad breath, nausea and constipation?
Created a human centipede.
Well, that would work, wouldn't it?
What's the three? Created nausea, bad breath and constipation?
And it does, it does.
That's the guy right there.
My head was banging.
Sarah and David, what did you go for?
I think it's because his diet made you stink. Is it Mr. Atkins?
Well, that is the exact right answer. That is Dr. Robert Atkins. Richard and Noel, did you get that?
No.
What did you put?
With his big naan bread face.
OK, Peter Andre asked you what the character Robert Langdon in the Da Vinci Code did for a living. Presumably you all got this.
It was Jesus.
His job was Jesus.
He genuinely thought that. I said no, and he was like, no, it's Jesus. Because he's from the Middle East, and...
Sarah and David, you went for?
An archaeologist, monk, pope.
Something to do with the Pope in there and generally digging stuff up and monks.
OK, not the worst answer we've got, because Richard and Noel...
Telesales.
You thought the lead character in the Da Vinci Code was in telesales?
Yeah.
Let's go back over to literary genius Peter Andre for the correct answer.
Hi, everyone. The answer is, of course, that Robert Langdon's profession was a symbologist.
You know, symbologist.
Drummer.
Has anyone read the Da Vinci Code? Have any of you?
Get fucked.
It's got a bit aggressive. I showed you some pictures of broken TVs. What do you think caused the damage?
Erections.
That's just silly.
That's why I ceiling mount my TV.
OK. Sarah and David, you think the smash TVs were caused by...
Dannon yogurt, because on the third picture there's a little pot of it, and I thought maybe it was a clue.
All right, Miss Marple. Kevin?
I think this is the right answer, probably.
Wii.
Nintendo Wii.
The Nintendo... Did you have one of these?
I did, and after about a month I just get fed up. It's good at first, innit? You play a bit, oh, that's me controlling that, brilliant. Put the Xbox back on, innit?
My brother's got one. He brings it around every Christmas, you know, with all the family and stuff. So not only when I was growing up, I had my dad shouting, oh, kick it, you puff, like that. I've got my dad now for every sport. Come on, hit it like this. And I'm, like, doing taekwondo and all that.
It's only one arm you're exercising as well, so you need to engage in other activities to balance it out a bit.
Don't worry about that, Kevin. I've got that covered. OK, so no, Nintendo Wii was the right answer. So 1 point to you, no points for Danone yogurt or erections.
How had people thrown the controllers at the screen in rage?
No, there was just accidents. It was just they were playing the Nintendo Wii tennis or whatever they were playing, and it just slipped out of their hand and smashed their TV. OK, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very special treat for you now. Dragon's Den was one of the biggest shows of the noughties. Please welcome its brightest star, Duncan Bannatyne. See you?
Yeah, good, thank you, yeah.
Duncan Bannatyne there, one of the best dragon, clearly the best dragon.
Absolutely, yes, thank you.
Does anyone want to pitch any ideas? Anyone got any ideas for the den?
You know, when you're in your car, you know, you've got your airbag? We're putting makeup inside it. So if you do have a crash, when the police come or the ambulance, you do look a bit near the mark. Do you know what I mean? Like, ah!
How about...
An invention, you probably feel this. You're from Clydebank as well.
I am, Kevin, yes.
From the same area. You've got a Scottish accent. Maybe the thing that smokers can use. And they put it to their throat and it speaks. Maybe change into a voice a bit more like this.
So, a linguaphone / tracheotomy.
You can just put an accent in.
Bonjour.
That's good.
Have they doing cigarettes?
That's good, from Connery to Roger Moore in one go. Amazing.
David, have you got any ideas that you'd like to pitch to the dragon? We've got him here, we may as well.
He doesn't like Dragon's Den.
He doesn't like Dragon's Den?
He said it before, yeah.
No, I have said it, but I wasn't going to bring it up here. I don't think it shouldn't be allowed. I just prefer Inspector Morse.
Right. Duncan has got... OK, you've got a question for us. OK, here is your business-related question. Go on.
So, I'm often asked about innovations, if they're going to be any good or if they're going to bomb. Now, the great entrepreneur, the Lord Alan Sugar, was asked about an invention in February 2005. And he says it'll be dead, finished, kaput, gone, within a year. What was that invention?
Was it a thesaurus? No. Oh.
OK, so Duncan asked the question, what did Alan Sugar say would be finished, gone, kaput within a year? What have you got?
The year 2005 calendar.
Sarah and David, what you go for?
We thought it might be Twitter.
Ah. Well, he's made up for it since he's always on there, isn't he? I think.
Richard, Noel, what did you say?
We put MySpace and Facebook because we couldn't remember it as one of them. We went for both.
I think it's MySpace.
MySpace.
I think MySpace.
MySpace. What someone's nana would call the internet. MySpacebook. OK, well, tell us the answer. What was the answer?
The answer was the iPod.
So no one gets any points. But Sir Alan Sugar, the great Sir Alan Sugar, got it wrong and thought that'd be gone. You can list all the records you own and carry it around. It's really nice.
To be fair, most people use iPhones rather than iPods now, and so maybe he was right. Whereas the Amstrad emailer is as successful now as it ever was.
OK, let's see what that's done to the scores. OK, Kevin and Alan have 9 points, Sarah and David are in the lead with 10 points, and Richard and Noel have 2 points.
But we had 2 ages ago.
Another short break now. Just enough time for me to pitch my amazing new invention to Duncan. It's an app that lets you announce to your friends and family that you're gay. Interested?
Yeah.
I was hoping he would say, I'm out, and I'd say, that's no good for you, but that has not worked. See you after the break. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This round is all about TV in the noughties. Judy Finnegan's top fell open at the National Television Awards, revealing her breasts to the nation. Eagle-eyed viewers also got a glimpse of her arsehole, standing next to her in a tuxedo. In 2005, the producers of Celebrity Love Island took the very best bits from reality TV, dating shows and celebrity culture, set them aside and made a dreadful TV show. What Not to Wear made stars of Trini and Susanna, or as I like to call them, No and Maybe. Let's remind ourselves what we were watching in the noughties.
So check this.
For Christ's sake.
Nice one.
You're taking the piss, you know that.
Tiramisu! No idea what it is.
I am trying to do my job.
Don't give my husband permission to speak, you new snooty fucking move.
Eat some turkey.
No, Jeremy, it's not my turkey.
I'm eating dog leg. I have definitely reached a new low.
Ready for some big fat questions? Of course you are. OK. In January 2005, the BBC received over 55,000 complaints about a show before it had even been broadcast. What were people so up in arms about?
55,000 complaints.
55,000, before it was even on air.
Taggart isn't a BBC show.
Taggart is not a BBC show.
Okay.
No, that is correct. Have you got an eye patch on?
No.
Are you doing this to mess up the continuity of the show? OK, all right, so the noughties was a decade of reality TV, so here's a question from one of the genre's rule-breaking retrobates. It's Nasty Nick Bateman.
Hello there, Jimmy. As you might remember, my appearance on the first ever Big Brother ended rather abruptly when, how shall I put it, I was a complete bastard. But what phrase did I use in the diary room whilst describing my various transgressions?
So he wants to know what phrase did he use in the diary room?
I don't have a clue what he said.
I don't know, we've put nothing.
OK, Dale Winton was the face of which television test of endurance in 2001? It ran for 4 days. That's the clue here. It ran for 4 days.
Oh, test of endurance.
Do you think, has that sofa been sort of made exactly the right length for him to sit on it like that?
Time for another guest question, this time from the first and best singer to emerge from TV fame contests in the noughties. It's Gareth Gates.
Hey, Jimmy. My career was launched by the first series of Pop Idol, where I beat Darius Dinesh. But Darius became notorious thanks to his first ever audition piece. Can your teams tell me what he did that was so extraordinary?
What was so unique about his performance? What did he perform?
That's what made it unique. It was Darius.
He is unique.
Yeah.
Why have you done up your jacket and you've got an eye patch on? What is going on with you?
He's an experienced quizzer, and he knows that
at this point,
along, it's best to button up.
Have you all got something for that?
Wait there.
Yeah.
Have you got something, Richard and Noel?
we've got a lot. We've got a load of junk.
Are you ready for the answers? I asked you why BBC Two received 55,000 complaints. What did you put?
Was it songs of motherfucking praise?
Is it still on, Songs of Praise?
Is it still on?
I haven't seen it for a while.
Well, I don't know.
It could have been on, though. I could have just been sort of facing slightly that way, and I went...
So I can tell you it's not Songs of Praise.
Shit.
Richard and Noel, what have you got?
That is the handwriting of a chimpanzee.
It's been a hell of a quiz. It's taken a lot out of me. But Jerry Springer, the musical, where's the opera?
I think it was more of a musical as well. I will give you that. Sarah and David, you've gone for?
Jerry Springer, the opera.
I've not seen it, but from what I hear, it's more of a musical. In a way, the name of a sort of biscuit is Jaffa Cake. Although, actually, a Jaffa Cake isn't a biscuit, it is a cake.
They had a court case.
They had a court case because you don't get VAT on cakes and you do on chocolate biscuits.
Don't talk to me about tax,
and
David.
the custom...
I've got my own problems.
Well, no, but it's absolutely true. It's legally a cake and it doesn't attract VAT.
Can you make yourself legally a cake?
I think possibly if I get myself filled with cream, yeah.
Is that what your accountant makes you do? If you say that, Jimmy, the nation will forgive you.
OK, Nasty Nick asked you what phrase he used in the diary room. Did anyone remember? Kevin and Alan, you put?
Nangashing. I couldn't even think. It's about 10 years ago, love.
It is about 10 years ago. That's very much the nature of the Big Fat Quiz of the noughties. I really should have pointed this out. I should have made this clearer at the top of the show. OK, what did you put for this, Richard Noel?
Help me kill again.
It's called Nasty because he cheated a little bit in Big Brother.
Right.
Did he cheat?
I didn't watch it.
How can you cheat in Big Brother?
He wrote other people's names that were in the house on bits of paper to suggest, let's all vote for them.
What, and he's called Nasty Nick
Nasty because of that.
From now on, for
Even
that.
Goebbels isn't called Nasty Goebbels.
Sarah and David, what have you...
We've just got, I'm sorry for being a twat.
I think none of you have got it, but I think you'll recognise it when you hear. Let's go back to Nick.
I've made a mistake. But like all things, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
He didn't come up with that phrase, did he?
No, but he did use it in the diary room.
He just said it.
All right, but I go 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, but no one remembers me saying that when I did back in 2003.
I remember that.
OK, more quiz. I asked you which televised test of endurance was fronted by Dale Winton in 2001. What did you put?
It was a game you had to put your hand on a truck and whoever was still... That was the game. Do you remember Dale Winton? Channel 5?
Yeah.
And it was whoever was had a hand on the truck for the longest time.
That is the correct answer. Hang on, Sarah and David, you've gone touch the truck and...
Well, just in case, because supermarket sweep was like a bit of an endurance test to watch. So I just thought I'd hedge me bets.
OK, and Richard, I know you probably got this.
We just wrote, I can only see out of one eye. It's a game where you bring on people and they're blind in one eye, then you put an eye patch on them and you have to work out whether they can see or they can't. There's a lot of holes in the floor and they move the furniture around. Didn't last very long. A bit longer than truck touch.
Well, I can tell you, Del Winton fronted Touch the Truck, and very dramatic and exciting it was too. Let's have a look.
It's not just physical exhaustion that takes its toll on the touchers. Sometimes they just forget the rules. Have a look at the evidence.
Because if you took my hands away, I'd go, don't tell me.
Whilst arguing with fellow contestants about the no leaning on the truck rule, Debbie broke the ultimate rule. She stopped touching.
One of the referees has noticed that you've taken both hands off of the vehicle at some point. I'm afraid I'm going to have to disqualify you and issue you the red card. If you'd like to come with me now.
It's clear to see she didn't touch it.
Could you lie underneath it? Because I'm pretty sure if I lie down, my arse would touch a part of it. And then I wouldn't have to do anything.
I mean, or you could just get in the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Just sit in the truck.
Oh. OK. Gareth Gates wanted to know if you could remember Darius's audition on Pop Idol. What did you put?
Well, was it when he went, baby, hit me one more time?
I just got that he sang Hit Me Maybe One More Time badly.
Well, I mean, that's very much... That's a...
Fact.
That is a fact. Richard and Noel?
Well, Richard wrote, why did you take my other eye? And I said, come on, let's just actually write Britney Spears.
Well, let's have a look. Let's remind ourselves, and everyone, just be aware this is not pleasant to watch.
Baby, one more time. Baby, hit me one more time.
OK, time for a special bonus round about movies. I'm going to show you pictures from 3 of my favourite movies of the noughties, which have been subtly improved. Can you name the films? Here's the first one. OK, so write them all down on one screen. So what's that movie?
No, that is the no.
No, I just heard you say, why are we even bothering? Because you could win this. You know you could. Come on.
Jimmy, what are the current scores?
I'll do the scores in a minute.
No, Jimmy, don't fob me off. What are the current...
11, 13, 4.
OK, so we might as well go.
No, you can make it up.
How?
Because there's a massive question that is worth 15 points at the end.
Really?
Are you being
Genuine.
serious?
No, genuinely.
OK. Is that true?
Jimmy, that's genuinely true.
Jimmy, is that really
Jimmy, don't
true?
lie to me.
I'm not lying to you.
Jimmy, is that true?
It's genuinely
Jimmy,
true.
do not lie to me.
I will not lie to you.
Jimmy, is that true? I'll give you this eye patch if that's true.
That is true.
You probably look good in an eye patch.
I'll see. I have a feeling I will look like a baddie from Captain Scarlet. I imagine it's going to suit me now. Does that? Mr. Bond, who's been expecting you. OK, second movie. OK. And the third, and perhaps my favourite.
Jimmy, is that your accountant?
OK, has everyone got something?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look, see what you put.
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Then Kill Bill.
OK.
And then broke back mountain.
Oh, as if you don't know.
I was stunt doubling.
I had an audition for that film on Hampstead Heath about a year after it came out. They never called.
They never do.
Still, it's nice to see you again. Sarah David, you got them all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kill Bill, Stroke Jim, Brokeback Mountain, Gladiator. OK, Richard, Noel? Gladiator, I could see.
Kill Billy.
Near enough.
Brokeback Bum Bum.
I think we can give you a point for Brokeback Bum Bum.
We watched this at home, and I couldn't understand what they were saying, because it's quite a thick accent, and so I had subtitles on. And when it gets to the first scene where they have sex, the subtitles just say moans for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, Yeah.
could misinterpret moans, couldn't you?
Yeah, just moaning about the
So go,
scandal.
oh, this is rubbish.
Oh, not this again.
Will you get your dick out of my arse?
OK, let's take a look at the scores. Kevin and Alan have 14 points. Sarah Millican and David Mitchell have 16 points. They're in the lead. Richard Ayoade, Noel Fielding, 7 points.
Yeah.
Quite a lot to do. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Naughties. In this round, I'm going to be asking you questions about sport. Tiger Woods' golf career suffered a setback after it was revealed that he had extramarital affairs with up to 120 women, although he only actually cheated on his wife 3 times. Once with a porn star, once with a hotel employee, and once with 118 waitresses. In the Naughties, Paula Radcliffe emerged as our most successful distance runner. Knowing she had 2 young children and yet competed in marathons at the very highest level really brought home to me just how lazy most mums are. OK, all right, some sporting questions for you. Fabio Capello was installed as the New England manager in 2007. What did he ban players from doing in order to improve performance in the World Cup? And I can give you a clue, it did not work.
So we should be thinking about stuff that doesn't work.
Stuff that doesn't work. Yeah, sure.
OK.
Kevin, do you remember this? You got it?
Got it.
You got it? Of course you got it.
I haven't got it.
Time for a Say What You See puzzle. I'm going to show you some pictures that spell out a sentence. Here's an example.
Oh, no.
Oh, right.
That's Kevin Bridges there.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Me?
Yeah, that's Kevin Bridges.
Look, Kevin Bridges.
Oh, OK.
It's actually Kevin Bridge,
I was
isn't it?
Kevin Bridge is what I call him. It's like our pet name. OK, these pictures spell out a sporting headline from the Naughties. Just say what you see.
Oh.
What is it again?
Just say what you see.
I know, but what's it meant to be?
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
No, what's the subject matter? What is it got? Is
Sport.
it?
Well, that hasn't
It
helped
needs
at
to be
all.
like that, Sarah.
Sport. And for our next question, it's over to Dance Supremo, Arlene Phillips.
Hello, Jimmy. Now, being a professional choreographer, I use terms like jeté, plié and arabesque all the time. But I want your teams to tell me in what athletic discipline would you use moves such as the tic-tac, the landing roll and the cat leap?
Sport? What kind of sport?
OK. Would you like a clue on that?
Yes, please.
OK, it was popularised in the Bond movie Casino Royale.
Darts.
There was not a dance scene in Casino Royale. Mr. Bond, you have to throw a double. OK. Who managed to set a new world record after spending 71 days crying in the B&Q?
Crying
B&Q.
in the B&Q.
Yeah.
Not
Is that
a
the main
B&Q.
There's
B&Q?
more than one B&Q.
It was the B&Q. It was the name of a
In
thing.
Was this a year before a second branch had opened?
I think it's...
OK, have you all got something?
Yeah.
Do you know who it is? Yeah. Some answers. Fabio Capello was installed as England football manager in 2007. What did he ban players from doing in order to improve their performance in the World Cup?
Spit roasting.
You thought they were banned from spit roasting?
Yeah.
It was something to do with sex. It was a sex ban.
Oh, sorry, as opposed to
Spit roasting.
just in their rooms, just... Oh, we've got a carvery going. Delicious. What did you go for? You went for...
Golf lessons.
Just doing other sports in general.
It would confuse them.
Doesn't he look a bit like what you think I look like when I'm older?
You wish.
And you've gone for Richard and Noel.
Sexy times.
Sex.
Do it with the...
Sexy time.
Do you want subtitles?
Sex.
well, the answer is he banned players from bringing their wives and girlfriends or wags.
That is sex, what he's talking about. He's not banning them from hanging out.
I think sexy times is devilishly close.
Sorry, you're saying these are England footballers? You're saying that they exclusively have sex with their wives and girlfriends? That's not what I read.
That's a very good point, well made. OK, none of you got it right, no points.
Hey, come on, don't listen to him.
I asked you to say what you saw. So, Noel, what did you think? What did you see?
England Ashes victory. Have that, motherfucker.
Oh, OK. Sarah and David, you got that?
England
Did you see that?
victory.
OK, and Kevin and Alan, what did you put?
Britain, lips, Vic Rosette.
Yeah, it's a good answer. It's not. That wasn't a big sporting headline.
Yeah, but you
in
did
the
say,
noughties.
say what you see, and that's what I saw. So can I speak to your supervisor, please?
Jimmy's got a supervisor.
OK. Arlene Phillips asked you which sport had moves including the tic-tac, the landing roll and the cat leap. Did anyone know this one?
I couldn't think of the name. It's when they jump off buildings and stuff.
Suicide.
French name.
I couldn't quite remember.
That is called suicide, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was something. Suicide.
OK, and you've got David and Sarah?
Is it free running?
And Richard and Noel?
Yeah, this is a fact.
Yes, it was free running, or parkour, it's also called.
Parkour. Are we supposed to believe from that picture that he's actually hanging from that bridge? Because he looks too big. No one's buying that.
OK. Who managed to set a new world record after spending 71 days crying in the B&Q? Richard and Noel, what have you put as your answer to this question?
Your mum.
Was it your mum? No, seriously, was it your mum?
I feel like a supply teacher at a rough school.
Sir, it was so your
Serious girl in
mum.
your head and look at the card. Does it say your mum? No, seriously, though. Is it your mum?
I saw your mum in B&Q, so... by the garden furniture.
She's like bawling her eyes out by the garden furniture.
No, sir, I did see your mum.
see
I
that.
did see her.
It's your mum.
She was by the garden
That was
furniture.
your mum.
She was getting the real cheap shit as well.
That was your mum,
They're
yeah.
being really mean to me. They're bullying me. I don't like it.
Mum.
It was your mum, though.
So when's Mr. Rogers back? Because he's like a good teacher.
Mr. Rogers isn't coming back. He's dead.
Did your mum kill him? I heard your mum killed him during sex.
Sarah and David, what have you put?
It's just a guess.
We put, yeah, Henry VII. Quite often, Henry VII is an answer to a question. Who won the Battle of Bosworth Field, for example?
Was not the question.
No, but if that had been the question, this would be the correct answer. So in many ways, is it the answer that's wrong or the question?
Oh, let's go finally. A bit of sense. Alan Carr, Kevin Bridges. What have you put?
Well, we got angry and went, who gives a shit?
I try to write Ellen MacArthur.
No, I don't.
I'm going to give you a point for that. That is the right answer. Alan MacArthur set a new world record after crying for 71 days in the B&Q.
Is that B&Q there? And she's cried so much that it looks like the ocean.
It's not her B&Q.
Time for another bonus round now. This is incidentally my favourite question in the Big Fat Quiz of the noughties. It's a brilliant question, OK? In the noughties, there was a brief craze for singing novelty taxidermy, with products such as Travis the Singing Trout, Lucky Tom Turkey and Rocky the Lobster. But what was the name of the biggest-selling singing novelty taxidermy of the noughties? I need the exact name.
You're right.
What did you go for, Kevin?
Billy Bass.
Billy Bass.
Great question. It was a good question, wasn't it? It's a good question. And then you've got...
Billy the Bass.
The Bass, because we think that Bass is actually what he was rather than his surname.
You're saying fish are less formal than we'd first thought.
They are less formal.
OK, and you've gone for Richard and Noel?
Billy Bass.
And then you've written...
Your mum's real name. To protect you.
Thank you. OK, well, I can tell you the answer was Big Mouth Billy Bass.
So the fish does have a surname?
Yes.
Does the fish have a title? Is he Mr. William Bass?
Sir. Actually, he was made a Sir.
Sir William...
Well, you're going to feel like an idiot because he's here. And you'll feel like a fool.
Is that yours from home?
Does he sing? I can imagine that would be very entertaining for nearly a minute.
Well, time for another quick look at the scores. Kevin and Alan have 17 points. Sarah and David are in the lead with 20 points. Richard and Noel have 11, catching up. Yeah. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. Our final round is all about people, the movers and shakers of the noughties. Pop icon Madonna turned 50 in 2008. She may have been 50, but she had the body of a man half that age. Sarah Palin embarrassed the Republican Party when she ran for vice president. I'd like to be clear that I'm not calling Sarah Palin an idiot. She's an ignorant, fascist, gun-toting half-wit, but an idiot. Yeah, probably. OK, final round. Have a look at this picture. Who is this man, and why did he have more friends than you in the noughties? OK, you all got something for that? In the noughties, David Blaine captured the public imagination with a series of incredibly pointless stunts. Can you name 3 of them?
What's it called? Trump Tower.
OK, have you all got 3?
Yeah.
Time for another guest question. Over to noughties it girl extraordinaire Tara Palmer-Tompkinson.
Hello, Jimmy. Hello, everybody. In 2008, socialite Paris Hilton took the unusual step of launching a reality TV series to recruit a new best friend. But what catchphrase did she use to dismiss unsuccessful candidates?
So Paris Hilton had a TV show where she had to find a new best friend, and when she got rid of people,
Yeah.
she used a catchphrase.
Well, what have you written that for, you Egypt?
No, that's not about you. That's her
Oh,
catchphrase.
you're the Hilton in this
No.
duo. I'm Nicole Richie.
No.
OK. For the next question, we go over to the Big Fat Quiz Masterpiece Theatre, where Charles Dance is reading from the autobiography of one of the decade's biggest stars. Whose literary masterpiece is this?
Chapter 13, Poptastic. I drove back into central London, parked the car, and squeezed myself into my party outfit. Thanks to my blacked-out windows, there was no chance of anyone leering in. I went for the full-on glammed-up look. A fitted black jacket with nothing on underneath, except a wonder bra, which, of course, gave me the most sensational cleavage, tight black trousers and heels. I was ready for some serious partying. Before long, I managed to locate a group of girls, and we were soon joined by Bobak from another level. We were all chatting away when my attention was caught by a handsome, dark-haired man in a well-cut cream suit. He walked past our group and looked straight at me. I felt a jolt of excitement. He was gorgeous, and I recognized him. It was Dane Bowers.
Charles Dance there. And what we want to know is what autobiography did we force him to read? OK. Why did Transport for London issue a statement in 2007 saying they were staffed by professional cleaners, not professional art critics?
Oh, I know this one.
David is suggesting the answer might be because that is true.
Are you saying that isn't the answer?
That is true.
Surely that's got to be part of the answer.
Well, it is true.
Unless you're saying they were lying.
They were not.
Are, in fact, staffed by professional art critics, and they put that statement out to conceal that bizarre truth from the wider public.
Yes, Brian Sewell does all the cleaning on the tube. It's a little-known fact.
I'd love to see Saul with a J cloth.
Oh, fucking hell.
I've
I'll be up and down the Jubilee line all fucking day.
OK, and some answers? We all got something?
Yeah.
I asked you, who's this man, and why did he have more friends than you in the noughties? What did you put? Kevin?
Kevin didn't like him.
I think his name's Tom Anderson, but everybody else knows him as that.
Go on, what have you got? So,
We've just called him MySpace Tom.
well, that's pretty good. Richard and Noel, you got this as well?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can tell you it was Tom Anderson, and he founded MySpace, and you automatically became his friend when you joined, so he had 100 million friends in the noughties. OK, so points all round there, OK. I asked you to list 3 stunts by David Blaine in the noughties. What did you put?
I think he was suspended in a glass cage above the Thames, is that right?
Yeah, it was one of the best moments, I think, was like, literally half an hour in, someone got a golf ball and a golf club and set up on the bridge and was just firing balls at the dude. The British public, God love them. What have you got?
We've got in a box, in ice, on a plinth, and then there was one at Trump Tower that they called the Twat Dangler.
What did you go for, Richard and Noel?
Ice.
Times.
Ice times.
Ice times, OK.
Glass cube.
Glass cube. Cards.
He did some cards. That's not a stunt, though. He just did cards.
He did that card
did
thing
that.
where he threw it and it was on the other side of the glass.
Yeah.
That's just
That's
a trick.
amazing. How does he do that?
I know. That's better than being in a cube for a month, isn't it?
Blockaboys was right. Stood on top of a 100-foot pole, sat in a box over the Thames, held his breath underwater and hung upside down. Those were the pointless things he did. So David and Sarah get a point. Tara Palmer-Tompkinson asked you what catchphrase Paris Hilton used to dismiss rejected candidates on her reality show. What did you put?
Tough titties. Just imagine getting out of a car with no knickers on. Tough titties. I brought it to life.
Yeah. OK, what did you go for, Sarah and David?
We've got You're Worth More.
Richard and Noel, what did you put?
I think Noel thought I was saying this to him, and that's why he got upset.
What did you write?
I'm not your friend and never will be.
You thought that's the pithy catchphrase she came up with.
There was no room, but I was going to write, that's the last time I iron your pyjamas.
She used to say TTYN and then talk to you never, so it was pointless.
Make it clear that you said
Do
it
the
wasn't a
abbreviation.
shortening, it made the whole thing longer.
It really did, yes. Charles Dance read a slice of pure literary gold. Did you get the author?
Yes.
OK,
It was from The Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela.
Whose autobiography did you...
Well, we thought he was delivering it with such gusto that maybe it was Charles Dance's autobiography.
He did enjoy it, didn't he?
He did enjoy it, but
Such a great
also we've written Katie Price because we think that's the real answer.
Katie Price. And you've gone for...
Katie Price or Philip Schofield. His own book. We thought that too.
Yeah.
Because by the end, he looked like he wasn't even reading it.
He really made it his own.
I mean, if it's from Katie Price's, he must be thinking, this is a fucking coincidence.
It was Jordan or Katie Price if she's got a top on. So I asked you why London Transport were forced to issue a statement saying they were staffed by professional cleaners, not professional art critics. What did you get?
I thought that maybe they found, like, a Picasso on the tube, and... I don't know, but listen, I don't know.
OK. Sarah and David, you put...
Did they clean a Banksy off a wall? That's the question.
What did you put?
We put wiped away a Banksy. It's just a guess, though.
Yeah. They cleaned up Banksy graffiti valued at £300,000. That is the exact right answer.
I love that one.
Yeah, it's in Shoreditch, isn't it? I didn't even notice that had gone.
OK, it's time for the final question of the Big Fat Quiz of the Noughties. And to ask it, my two favourite stars of the decade, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the Cheeky Girls. Of course, the Cheeky Girls. Hello, the Cheeky Girls. Hello, how are you? Very nice to meet you.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you too.
I would ask which one's which one.
Gabriella.
Gabriella.
Monica.
Oh, well, you've given me a brilliant excuse to stare at your boobs. Fabulous.
This is the original T-shirt from the Cheeky song, which is 10 years ago.
Come on, give us 12.
Just about.
I could touch your bum because that is life.
No, you can't actually.
We've got a final question.
Okay, so we would like to name you 3 things. What were the highest grossing movie, the best-selling novel, and the biggest selling album of the noughties?
And I'm just going to quickly say 2 points each, and a bonus of 10 points if you get all 3 of them right. And I will say the movie is not Avatar, because it came out very late, 2009, made all its money in 2010.
It's not hard, especially the first question is so easy.
Well, that's because you've got the answers, though.
OK, you've got something?
Yeah.
OK, so Kevin and Alan, what do you think?
The movie, Lord of the Rings.
Book Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And Amy Winehouse is Back to Black.
OK, Sarah and David, you went for...
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for the film, Da Vinci Code for the book, and Robbie Williams.
OK, and you went for...
Harry Potter, Da Vinci Code. And you fucked this up, Craig David.
Hang on. Let's both take responsibility for what's happened tonight.
For Craig David?
Yeah, I think we have
said
to.
It wasn't Craig David.
Go on,
Okay, so the film, the correct answer, it was Mamma Mia.
Really?
Yeah.
Mamma Mia was the highest grossing film of the noughties.
And the book, it was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Get a point for Harry Potter. The best-selling album, and this is a shocker.
And the album, it was James Blunt's Back to Bedlam.
Well, that's
So none
you,
of you
Great
got
Britain.
it
Are you
right.
happy for that, Great Britain? That's what you did. You proud of that?
That one?
Yeah. It's time for the final scores, and who better to give them than the voice of noughties television?
In third place, it's Noel and Richard. In second place, it's Kevin and Alan. But the undisputed winners are Sarah and David.
A big thank you to our amazing panel, all our special guests, and thank you for watching the Big Fat Quiz of the Noughties. Good night.